You've been listening to The Scouting Report, brought to you by Bob Sass Flowers. Remember, whatever the occasion, you can count on Bob Sass Flowers of Hastings. Stay tuned. Hastings College Play-by-Play is up next on your exclusive home for Bronco sports, Extreme Sports.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hi, this is Terry Anstein, President, 5 Points Bank of Hastings. On behalf of our shareholders, directors, and staff, I would like to thank all of our great customers for helping us become the fastest growing bank in Hastings. I would also like to invite everyone in the Hastings area to stop in and visit with one of our bankers and learn how we can be your bank for the long run. Locally owned, locally managed, 5 Points Bank, the better bank. Member FDIC.
Hastings College Football is brought to you by 5 Points Bank of Hastings, the better bank. By High Street Insurance Partners. By Highland Dairy, locally made, naturally delicious. By Mary Lanning Healthcare, your care, our inspiration. By Pepsi, and by Runza Restaurants. Now, here's the voice of the Broncos, Mike Will.
And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Osborne Sports Complex, Lloyd Wilson Field. Hastings College football on the air today here on Extreme Sports as the Broncos return from their bye week to take on the Bulldogs from Concordia University. I'm Mike Will. Got the play-by-play for you this afternoon. Jimmy Purcell will join me alongside. Marcus Metcalf will be down in the Hastings sidelines for us here today. Broncos coming in 3-3 on the season. Again, their bye week last week. Their last outing was that trip we took up to Orange City, where we snuck out of there and knocked off the Red Raiders by the score of 10-9. Concordia, meanwhile, coming in 4-1 on the season. Their lone loss was last week when they lost to Midland 60-52 in double overtime. That's a ball game that Concordia had a 38-7 lead in the second half, squandered that away. And the Concordia Bulldogs lost to Midland last week by a score of 60-52. So we're sneaking up on the kickoff of the ball game here this afternoon. Weather-wise, not too shabby for this part of October. We've got 63 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and the winds will be blowing out of the north today at about 18 miles per hour. So one of several games going on in the Great Plains Athletic Conference as we check out what's going on in the GPAC here this afternoon with Corey Westra.
This is the GPAC Football Saturday Report for Saturday, October 18. Brought to you by the Great Plains Athletic Conference and Dakota Mac, a division of First Dakota National Bank and presenting sponsor of the GPAC Network. On your GPAC Football Saturday Report this week, let's begin with the scoreboard from around the conference last Saturday. Northwestern defeated Briar Cliff in Sioux City. The final score was 28-0. Midland was a winner in double overtime at Concordia, 60-52. Dordt wins at Waldorf in Forest City, 59-7. Morningside a winner in Mitchell over Dakota Wesleyan, 49-17. And Mount Marty wins in Crete over Doane. The final was 31-14. Let's go now to the Hoffman America Sports Football Players of the Week. Offensively, Brody Johnson, quarterback from Midland, takes the honor. The junior from North Bend, Nebraska, had a big day in Midland's double overtime win over Concordia. He threw for 424 yards, 7 touchdowns on 37 completions in the game. And for his efforts, Brody Johnson was named the NAIA National Offensive Player of the Week. Jackson Smythe, linebacker from Northwestern, is the Defensive Player of the Week. The sophomore from T, South Dakota, led the Red Raiders with a career-high 9 tackles and 1.5 tackles for loss in the win at Briar Cliff. And Daniel Pierce from Mount Marty, a Return specialist and defensive back is the Special Teams Player of the Week. The junior from Oxnard, California, had a punt return of 80 yards for a touchdown in that win over Doane for Mount Marty. And that's a look back at last week around the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Coming up after the break, we'll preview this week in GPAC football. The GPAC Football Saturday Report rolls on, but first this from Dakota Mac.
When people ask what is Dakota Mac, the first thing I let people know is that it's a division of First Dakota. Always has been, hopefully always will be. And we work with bankers, most notably our First Dakota bankers and our Dakota Mac loan production offices. And then we work with producers out there to offer competitive long-term fixed-rate financing for ag producers.
Dakota Mac is a division of First Dakota National Bank. For more, go to dakotamac.com.
Welcome back to the GPAC Football Saturday Report for October 18. It's a 4-game week this Saturday in the GPAC. Let's go right to the schedule. We'll start at Lloyd Wilson Field in Hastings, Nebraska, where the Broncos of Hastings College will host Concordia and the Bulldogs. At Midland in Fremont, the Warriors will be at home, and they will host Briar Cliff and the Chargers. Dordt is at home this week as well in Sioux Center, where the Defenders will take on the Lancers of Mount Marty. And the rivalry renewed this year in Orange City, with Northwestern hosting Morningside at DeValois Stadium. Corver Field kickoff is set for 1 o'clock. 4 games this week around the Great Plains Athletic Conference for football. The 5th NAIA football poll came out earlier this week. No change at the top. Grandview remains the number 1 team in the country at 5-0. All 16 first-place votes went to the Vikings. Kaiser is ranked number 2. Benedictine is in at number 3. Morningside holds in that number 4 spot once again nationally. Friends is at number 5. Montana Tech is ranked 6th. Lindsey Wilson 7th. St. Thomas, Florida is 8th. Campbellsville is 9, and Dordt has now moved into the top 10 of the NAIA. The Defenders are ranked number 10 this week in the national poll. And receiving votes from the GPAC, Concordia, Northwestern, and Mount Marty. This has been your GPAC Football Saturday Report for October 18. I'm Corey Westra.
Sundays are meant for relaxation and indulgence, and there is no better place to do it than at Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill in Hastings. Enjoy the Sunday brunch buffet from 10 to 2, where you will find an irresistible spread of breakfast favorites that will make your taste buds dance. Choose from fluffy pancakes to sizzling bacon, fresh fruits, and so much more. It is all you can eat and all you could ever want. Make your Sundays special with the brunch buffet at Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill on West 2nd in Hastings, right across the street from the water park. It is the perfect way to unwind and savor the flavors of the weekend.
You are listening to Hastings College on Extreme Sports.
That pass deflected in the air and it's intercepted.
With Mike Will.
All right, back here at the Osborne Sports Complex, Lloyd Wilson Field, Hastings, and Concordia going here this afternoon as we get ready for the coin toss.
And Kate here, Levi's actually going to flip the coin for us, right? And then after he flips the coin, it's a really kind of a neat coin. We're going to let him have it after the game, all right? Okay. The coin we're using, guys, that's going to be a head, and that's going to be a tail. Okay, Concordia, you are the visitors. What is your call? A tail. A tail. Here from the tail. Just flip it up as high as you can. Okay, it is a tail. It is a tail. Defer. We'll take the ball. Okay, let's put you over here. Concordia has won the toss. Left to the further choice.
All right, Concordia wins the toss. Hastings is going to get the football first. We're ready for Bronco football here today, Jimmy, as we sneak closer to game time. But we're ready to go. Hastings and the Bulldogs going here this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm not sure who our 2 celebrity coin tossers were out there. A couple of brothers. Some young tykes. The Concordia players were having fun with them down there. They ought to. They probably won't get invited back. They didn't get the coin toss the right way. Concordia wins the toss, so they will defer to the second half. They give the coin 2 of the 2 as they come off the sidelines here. So kind of a cute deal. They bring them out here for the coin toss. But, yeah, seems like it's been forever that we've been in the seats beside each other here to do a Bronco game with the bye week last week. But, boy, we were high flying on the way home from Orange City a couple of weeks ago. A big win in very gusty conditions. Not near as gusty as what we'll have here today. Not near as gusty here as what we had in Orange City here a few weeks ago, but still going to play a part in the game with the winds blowing from northwest to southeast here today. But Hastings really playing well. Their defense really stood tall. Pick 6 by Wyatt Ryan last week. Geez, that all that had to do is give him national honors. He got GPAC and national honors, but then the team didn't even vote him to be the defensive player of the week after that game. But Hastings defensively playing very well. The offense still struggled a bit, but it was tough. We've seen both offenses really struggle getting into the role there and into a sequence with the game as we are underway here at Lloyd Wilson Field. Concordia kicking off, and it's about 9 yards deep with that wind at their back. We'll see the Hastings offense first.
Yeah, north winds at 18. They are expected to increase throughout the day today, so bite to your tongue that the winds are not going to be as bad as they were 2 weeks ago. We saw in Orange City. We could have gusts today. They tell us around 40 miles per hour today. So as that front moves through, we'll see what happens. Not too shabby here to start the ball game, though. So after the touchback, Hastings will have the ball on the 25-yard line. Hastings will move right to left here in the first quarter of play. Carson Kolacek, the quarterback for the Broncos, wants to throw in the first play. Down the right sideline, they've got a man out there, but they overthrow him. Down the right sideline, it was Quayshawn Hill. Kind of the flashback from our previous offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
We always started the ball game with a long bomb, and that one was taken down the right sideline.
Yeah, exactly. Hill starts out on the right side around the far side hash mark, and I think he underestimated the ability of throwing the ball by Carson. Carson aired that one out, overthrew him by quite a ways here. 2nd down and 10, they'll hand it off up the middle. That is Armbruster, I believe, 26. Yeah, Armbruster with the carry will pick up a couple off left side. Boy, those two, Armbruster and Merriman, have really been, we've talked about it each and every week, what an addition they have been to this Bronco rushing attack. Coming into this game, Armbruster with 494, 366 for Merriman. They both account for 8 rushing touchdowns. They have been a nice addition here for Matt and his offense.
All right, 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Hastings picked up 2 on the last play as they bring the ball to the 27-yard line, just underway. Hastings and Concordia here this afternoon at Lloyd Wilson Field. Kolacek has got the ball. He wants to throw it again. Now he's going to run for his life across the... Oh, he is met at the 31-yard line. Smacked down hard there by Grant Hoos, the middle linebacker, kid out of Lincoln Southwest. It's like he ran into a brick wall.
I was going to say, if they show that on replay, my goodness, the only thing that didn't come loose out of that was his shoes. My goodness, about took his helmet, his head off with it. Big hit as he cut back to the middle of the field. But again, you go for it deep on the first play. You've got 2 plays to really get significant yardage. Hastings don't. First kick of the day by Shaw. Look at the wind, how that held that up. Boy, he's going to get a nice roll down in front of the Concordia bench. Is Shaw coming into the game, averaging a little under what he's been doing, 37.4. That one there gets the football all the way down to about the 35-yard line. So first series here for Concordia, and we can we say it again? Can we lean on our defense, which we have really leaned on our defense a lot this year? This is a game we're going to have to. These Cats come in averaging 438 yards a game, 44 points a game. We're going to have to be on top of things here today.
Gideon Stark is the quarterback. He's going to hand the ball away here across the 40 to the 41. They don't have their number one running back available today. It's a familiar name. The kid just up the road at Aurora, Carlos Calazo. He's been their leading rusher all season long. He was injured last week in the ball game against Midland. He will not play today. So now Concordia is going with this fast tempo. They kind of hit on us a couple of years ago when they played here. And they're already up to the line of scrimmage. They got out of the gates early a couple of years ago when they played here with this fast tempo, and Matt kind of expected this today. They're ready for it, but Concordia has moved the ball into Hastings territory. down at the 49-yard line, and now there's an incomplete pass. So that's going to slow things up a little bit. Hastings can maybe catch their breath now defensively.
Yeah, I think a miscommunication with him, and he's a big wide out on the far side. Thought he was going to go downfield. He cut it back on the inside. Miscommunication. Incomplete pass. First down and 10 here. Second down and 10, actually.
Stark's going to hand the ball away, and it's going to go to the right side. Nobody is available there as he is smacked down right at the 48-yard line. Tackle is made in there by Dawson Kissinger, who's having a whale of a season for the Broncos. That's his 43rd tackle of the year. So now it's third down and 9 yards to go. Third down and 9. Ball is at the Hastings College 48-yard line. Gideon Stark is the quarterback, 6'6", 227 pounds. There's a pass across the middle. It's bobbled, should have been caught, and it falls to the turf. Ball was, let's see, we're going to have a penalty flag down.
Got a penalty flag right about the time the ball was snapped. We'll see what they got. Mr. Information. That's going to be not a good one there. Offsides, Hastings. So they will whistle that before the they didn't blow that dead. It'll give them a 5-yard march off, so it'll bring up third down and about 3 yards to go.
Not going to be a good day for Mr. Referee's microphone, I don't think. Third down here for Concordia. Let's get this play over again. Hastings was offside. Stark wants to throw his pass across the middle. It's going to be broken up. Broken up there by Sam All. All, the senior out of Cedar Creek, jars that ball loose. So Concordia moves the ball into Hastings territory, but now they'll have to put the football away. And dropping back deep for Hastings will be Colton Marsh. He'll be back there inside his own 10-yard line. Butler is going to be back there as well for Hastings. Returning this kick, Cooper Butler back at the 5-yard line. So Concordia will punt here from the 43-yard line. Good snap. And the kick is going to be high, end over end kick, not very deep. It's going to bounce at the 10, and it's going to get into the end zone. So Hastings will start this one second straight time at their 25-yard line.
Well, they give up a first down as they get the football out to about midfield. And then the Hastings defense does what it's done so well all year long, is put up a big stand there, forcing Concordia to punt the football, and again with that wind blowing at the backs. Now kind of coming straight out of the north as we look at the trio of flags in the north end zone, blowing basically north to south. I didn't need to do the direction game with you here at home.
No, I got this one figured out.
Yeah, you've got this one. So Hastings back on their second set of downs here. Carson will have a back just off his left hip. That's Merriman.
Yeah, Merriman's into the ball game. He takes it around the right end. And he gets the ball for a couple of yards. A.J. Frazee into the stop there. 6'4", 235-pound junior out of Seward. Matt thought that the Broncos could get outside against the Concordia, but so far that has not been the case. They've ran a couple of plays outside the numbers with little with any success. It's a second down, 7 yards to go. Hastings with the ball on their own 23-yard line, working right to left, south to north here. In this first quarter of play, here's a Kalachek. He throws the ball. That's going to be incomplete. Trying to get to Eli Nappy. Incomplete pass. I don't even know if Eli was looking for it.
No, he wasn't. He was lined up off the right side of Carson, and then Merriman was on the left side there, and they kind of crossed in when they started from their starting positions. Nappy come to this side. They were just going to try to fling the ball to him, just a short little pass, and hit him in the back. Hit him right on number 1. So now third and long again for Hastings.
All right, here's a Kalachek. He drops back to throw again. He throws it to the far side. That thing is going to be caught right on the money down there at the 35-yard line. It's going to be a first down for Hastings. So the reception is made there for the Broncos. Jake Weininger hauls the ball in for the Broncos out here at the 35-yard line. So Hastings will move the sticks quickly up to the line of scrimmage here. Wide receivers stacked up here to the left side of the formation. Kalachek hands the ball away to Merriman. Merriman takes it to the sideline, and he's clobbered on the play over there at about the 36. So a pickup of 1 yard in the play for Caden Merriman. Tackle is made by Deacon Barnes. Barnes, 5'11", 196-pound junior from Engasillo, Colorado. You see who's signaling in plays today? Our former quarterback down there.
Former? Well, he still is.
He's just not playing.
He's just not playing. He's in street clothes. I believe in the last conversation we had with him in Orange City, he was going to have surgery, and we'll maybe try to get our man down on the field to check that out.
This is going to be Merriman again, as Merriman takes it to the 38, 39-yard line. You're not going to go up and tap him on the shoulder. He's
not right now. No.
He's signaling in plays right now.
No, obviously we don't want to bother him until a break, halftime or a break as well. But handoff off right side there. Merriman picks up about 5 yards, going to bring up third down and 5, ball at the 40-yard line. 10:07 and counting here in quarter number 1. No score at Lloyd Wilson Field.
He's really getting into signaling in plays, I can tell you that. He's into that job. Third down and 4 yards to go. The ball is at the 40-yard line here for Hastings College. Here's Kalachek. He wants to throw again. Kalachek's going to run it. Now he does throw it. It's going to be caught down here at the 45-yard line. Nice grab there by the Broncos. Jake Bargan hauls the ball in for Hastings. That's a first down. So Kalachek, nice job there, getting out of trouble and finds a little seam and throws the ball downfield to Jake Bargan, who holds the ball in. But wait a minute, now we got a holding call.
Oh, boy.
It's going to come back, a holding call on Hastings. So this is going to come back. So erase that nice play. And Carson will be looking at a third and long behind the sticks.
Boy, and again, you just mistakes. You can't have them in big games like this. And they're all big when you're playing a GPAC opponent, let alone Concordia, an old Nyack rival here out of Seward. But, boy, nice pass across the middle. A little bit of Patrick Mahomes as he got loose and unleashed it downfield. It's a good thing Bargan was the one receiving because he took a big shot, but the defender went to the ground. But Bargan continued on downfield. So third down here and about 15 yards to go. Ball back at the 30 for Hastings.
9:30 to play in the first quarter. No score between Hastings and Concordia here this afternoon. Here comes a man in motion to the near side. Kalachek backs up. He looks. He throws it to the far side, and that's incomplete. Hill was the intended receiver, but that play...
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that play didn't look right from the very beginning.
No, there was more Concordia defenders out there than there was guys in Crimson, and that wasn't going to go anywhere. They needed to pick up 15 yards to get to the sticks. So there's that penalty, that mistake that you made. They had the football into Concordia territory, squander that opportunity away, and now Trayvon Shaw, no relation to Gene Shaw, into the game, do punt the football away against Shaw. 37.9. He gets a good snap, and he gets her away. This is a pretty good one by Shaw.
It's going to come down to the 35-yard line and hanging on for dear life, and he's back to the 30-yard line and snowed under. Somebody had a piece of his jersey there as he was trying to get away, and he just gave up about 6 yards right there.
He'll wish that he'd have tucked them in his britches a little bit better because he might have been able to get loose there, but Hastings had the numbers down there. 4 or 5 guys, gang tackle, bring him down. Yeah, he fielded that one around the 35-yard line, and they're going to bring it all the way back to the where are they going to spot this? About the 26-yard line, I believe.
All right, so Gideon Stark. We got too many Shaws out there. Gideon Stark, a 6'6", 227-pound senior quarterback, will bring the troops back out here for the Dogs. He throws out here. It's going to be caught across the 30 to the 31, 32-yard line. Reception is made by Max Bartles. Bartles out of Lincoln Lutheran. And the stop is made there by Wyatt Ryan for Hastings College. So just underway. We're in the first quarter. 8:50 to play here in the opening period. No score between Hastings and Concordia. Stark hands the ball away again. That's a handoff that's going to take it to about the 36-yard line. That's Calvin Sandsman running the ball again. Their number one running back was Carlos Colazo, the kid out of Aurora, but he was injured in the ball game last week against Midland. So this is going to be a running back by committee, they tell us, for Concordia today. The running game has been a big part of their offense so far this year, so we'll see how they adapt to that. There's a pass to the far side. It's going to be incomplete. I see a penalty flag. I don't think I did. All right, so it's an incomplete pass to the far sideline. That's Johnny Pells was the intended receiver.
Jake Lambert coming on the blitz. He kind of snuck up towards the line of scrimmage on the far or the near side of the field, and he got in there and made a clean shot on the big quarterback.
Tell you what, we're going to need a bigger broadcast booth. You turn around here lately?
I know it. It's incredible what wanders up into our facility. Somebody get a padlock on the door.
All right, we got the punt coming up here for Concordia. Nobody has really been able to generate much offense here so far in the first quarter. As Concordia is going to kick the ball away. Boy, that's a boomer. Going to be over the head of everybody as Butler watches that one bounce to the 10-yard line, down to the 5, down to the 3-yard line. They down it there.
We've got to have the worst luck on fielding punts of any team in the GPAC. We have put different combinations, different players. They've coached them up different ways, and it's still end result. Hastings will start at the 2-yard line. I know Cooper wanted to field that, probably should have, and then they get away from it, and then they Concordia downs it at the 2.
He'll hear that from Dad.
Oh, I'll guarantee you he will.
Oh, yeah, that'll be probably deny the dinner plans tonight. Don't go to Pops' house for dinner.
Well, Pops has had a bad year. His K-State Wildcats are terrible, so he's grumpy, and that will not get him any. That won't get him a very good meal at the tailgate party here after this football game. So Hastings, third possession, pinned deep in their own end.
All right, so Carson comes up under center this time. He's going to hand the ball away. As they go with both of those guys in the backfield there. Dalton Armbruster carrying the ball for Hastings, but Merriman was out there, I think, as well. Pickup of only about a half a yard in the play, if that. We'll call it second down and 10 yards to go. The nose of the football still sitting at about the 3-yard line here for Hastings. That's their own 3. Broncos backed up here 97 yards away from a pay dirt going south to north here in this first quarter.
Hastings with just 25 yards of total offense, 15 on the ground, 10 through the air. Carson 1 of 4 passing here today, second down and 10 from the 3.
All right, Carson grabs the ball. He's going to hand it away here. That's Armbruster with the ball. He gets it to about the 3-yard line. That is it. So 2 plays and no yards. Tackle is made in there by Dylan Meyer. Meyer, the linebacker for Concordia, 6'1", 227-pounder, a senior out of Norris. Transfer kid from Chadron State.
And now with the great punt that Concordia got off, it could aid them into great field position here. Hastings looking at a 3rd and 9, and if not, Shaw will have to punt into this stiff breeze.
Here's Kolachek. He wants to throw from his own end zone. He does. It's going to be caught here. But a short gain out to about the 6-yard line. Reception is made there by Jake Barkin, the tight end for the Broncos. But they moved the ball from the 3 out to the 6-yard line. Deegan Barnes into the stop for the Concordia defense.
If you're going to throw a pass on 3rd and long, make sure he's at the chains. He wasn't even close. He picks up, they give him a great spot, about 3 yards. So the young lady will have the return man back there. That's right, a young lady official. She'll stand just on the north side of that big red H here at Lloyd Wilson Field. Shaw will be about 9 deep. But, boy, look at the field position they're looking at getting here as Shaw gets the punt away, and look at it just flutter down.
And he's going to be down to the turf. He grabs the ball at the 40, and he's going to be drilled all the way back to the 44. So that's where Concordia will start. That's a Blake Mosentine who was back there for Concordia receiving the kick, and he was hit immediately. But, yeah, great field position for the Dogs here as they will come up here at the 40-yard line.
I was looking here that the quarterback for Concordia, Gideon Stark, he's from Magnolia, Texas. Now, if you know anything about flipping homes, isn't it Chip and Diana? Yeah. Chip and JoJo, they flip homes down in Magnolia, Texas.
Oh, there's a nice bit of information that I didn't know. That's what good color men do. They come up with nice pieces of information like that.
Well, yeah, they've even got their own clothing. Because my wife has a hat from Magnolia, Texas, where they're on HGTV, I believe.
Here's a pass across the middle. It's going to be caught there across the 30 to the Bronco 29-yard line. This quick hit offense, you can't talk about stuff like that in this show. Aiden Van Cleve is the guy in the reception there.
Good gain there of 13 yards for Concordia, and again with a good field position now inside the Bronco 30.
There's a Stark play-action pass. He throws it again. It's going to be caught down here at the 15-yard line, inching forward to the 14-yard line. The reception is made there by Johnny Pells. Gio Mendoza in the stop for Hastings, and Concordia is using this quick offense. They're up to the line of scrimmage here. 1st and 10 from the 15 of Hastings. Running play across the 10 to the 5-yard line. So Concordia knocking on touchdown door down here as they run the football down to the Hastings 5-yard line. That's Tyler Douglas carrying the ball there for Concordia. 2nd down and a yard. Douglas again, the ball carrier. He gets the ball down to about the 4-yard line. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. So 1st down and goal for the Dogs. After they pin the Broncos back deep with a nice punt, they get good field position. And now they're down here at the 4-yard line of Hastings. So a man goes in motion to the far side. That's Van Cleve. They hand the ball away again. Inside handoff, and he's stacked up at about the 3-yard line. That's going to be Tyler Douglas again carrying the ball. A junior out of Grand Island Northwest. So Douglas is in the backfield here. As they look at the far sideline for the play to be signaled in. 2nd down and goal. The ball is at the Hastings 3-yard line. Concordia trying to grab the lead here over the Broncos in the 1st quarter. Stark has got it. They hand it away again to Douglas. He's hit and down he goes. Douglas is smacked down in the backfield. Tackle is made by Bryce Chaplin for Hastings. Lost in the play back here to the 5-yard line. It's 3rd down and goal now for the Dogs.
Bryce Chaplin, the freshman out of Broken Bow, has had a great year defensively, and he comes up there. I think Lambert also in on that play. Now quickly is Concordia.
Stark throws it across the middle. It's caught for the touchdown. Van Cleve, a 5-yard touchdown reception from Stark to Van Cleve, and it's 6-0 Concordia.
Yeah, just a simple slant pattern there. Got in front of the defender. I believe that was Mendoza on coverage. Man, they just run so quick. And look at here. They're not even set. I don't know how this play can continue. Yeah, they're going to blow it dead. There's players moving everywhere. When they took that snap, they had players all over the field in one of them wacky PAT formations. Now Mr. Information going to help us out here.
False start. False start will cost them 5 yards. So now what are they going to do? Now they're going to try to kick it here. All right, so they go with the 1-point conversion. They had something up their sleeve there in their previous play, didn't they?
They've had plenty of kickers in this season. I believe 3 of them have got some statistics.
All right, so here comes the point after try here for Concordia. This is Atwood, Peyton Atwood, and he's going to drill the PAT. So the point after touchdown is good, and Concordia grabs the lead in this contest here in the 1st quarter. 3:29 remaining in the 1st. It's Concordia 7, Hastings College nothing. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Bronco football.
I feel like from the time we were young, the golden rule was always something with being sisters in our house. They would always say, treat your sister how you want to be treated, and sometimes we did better at that than others, but...
It only seemed right. You know, we both knew that we wanted to live close to family, and so we both chose to come back to Hastings. We have our families close, we have each other, we get to raise our kids together, and we both get to serve the community of Hastings. Mary Lanning picks out people that are going to help support our mission and our values here at Mary Lanning. They do. They want to recruit people that are continue to make us a strong organization and continue to provide that exceptional patient care.
There are people all around me constantly to support me in my personal life, but also in my career. People are always advocating for me to grow and to learn.
We're 2 sisters here that believe in Mary Lanning and the mission and values here, and we're going to continue to support this community for as long as we can. We're going to continue to support this community for as long as we can.
You are locked in to Extreme Sports. Let's get back to the action with Mike Will and Jimmy Purcell.
All right, back here at Lloyd Wilson Field, the Osborne Sports Complex. Hastings trailing in this ball game by a score of 7-0 to Concordia. They put together a short drive. How about 8 plays in 40 yards to get into the end zone? Hastings down with the ball, and here's Kalachak trying to run it, and he is going to be hemmed in, and he's dropped. Boy, the Hastings offense really sputtering out of the gates here. Deegan Barnes again, men of the stop there for Concordia.
Yeah, and again, as Carson went to hand the football off, Merriman was in there. He he didn't take the football, so I don't know. Obviously, we are this far into the season. You guys need to know your roles, and obviously that was a mismatch there, and Carson was just swallowed up by one of the big defensive tackles, brought down for about a yard loss. You talk about struggling, 8 rushing plays, 15 yards, and 2 of 5 passing, just 12 yards for Hastings offense.
Just by the 3-minute mark, here's Kalachek again. He sprints out right side, being flushed. He throws the ball into the Concordia bench. Let's go down to the Hastings sideline. Marcus Metcalf is down there. Marcus, what do you see? Is it look so confusing down there as it does up here?
Yeah, it does, guys, and they're just not hitting offensively. And Concordia's just hitting them on defense with those quick slants like Jimmy mentioned earlier. It's just nothing seems to be working right now.
All right, windy day down there on the sidelines as well. But, yeah, he's saying the same thing we are, Jimmy. The offense doesn't look like it's in sync right now. 2:50 to play in the first quarter. Hastings looking at 3rd down and 11. Kalachek, he backs up. He throws it down the left sideline. Butler is out there, and Butler can't make the catch. Out here at the 42-yard line of Midland, or rather Concordia. It's an incomplete pass. Butler had it in his hands, and it was jarred loose. An incomplete pass. And it's 4th down, 11 yards to go. Hastings will have to put the football away again.
Yeah, Butler got turned around and was backpedaling as the ball was coming down with that breeze, kind of coming straight down at him. The defender was right on him. And I can tell you what Pops would say. If it hits you in the hands, you better make the catch, son. And he did, and he drops the football. So now Shaw in again for his 4th punt already here in the football game. Gets a low driving spiral, but that's going to go out of bounds. I don't believe it got quite to midfield. We'll see where they officially, right at midfield is where they're going to spot it. So Concordia has been blessed with great field position. Again, Hastings going in to this breeze. Boy, for a struggling offense, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the offense. And certainly we can maybe ask that at halftime with Matt, but we're off to a real shaky start offensively today.
Well, and sometimes coaches fear the bye weeks because you can come back, obviously, one of 2 ways. Well, they've come back a little bit sluggish.
All right, so Concordia, I got to get Midland out of my mind here. Here's a running play, and that's going to be a slant off to the right side, and they're going to bring the ball into Hastings territory down here at about the 48-yard line. That's Calvin Sassman carrying the ball there. Jake Lambert into the stop for Hastings. Now Concordia going with this quick strike offense here. Back up to the line of scrimmage. Stark throws the ball. That is going to be caught down here at the Hastings 38-yard line. That's their tight end, Maddox Rickerston, catching the ball there. The senior out of Gothenburg. He falls forward down here at the Hastings College 38.
Wow, and I tell you what, just these quick slants and they're falling forward. That was a 10-yard pass and catch.
There's a swing pass out here. It's caught down the sideline, and did he step out of bounds? He's still running down there at the 15. Hastings kind of stopped there momentarily, and he takes the ball down to the 12-yard line before Jaden Williams runs him out of bounds. That was Aiden Van Cleve grabbing the ball. It looks like Hastings stopped there momentarily. Thought he was out of bounds, but he takes it down to the near sideline. There's a running play now, and that's going to be stacked up at the 14-yard line. Calvin Sassaman again carrying the ball, the kid out of Bishop Newman. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10, no gain in the last play. So they move it from the right hash mark to the left hash mark. Concordia is already up to the line of scrimmage here. 1:20 to play in the first quarter. 7-0. Concordia's got the lead. They've got the ball in the Hastings red zone, and now penalty flags are down.
Going to go against Concordia.
Offense, number 57. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
All right, so we got an illegal procedure call on Jeremiah Vasquez, the right tackle there for the Bulldogs. Cost him 5 yards to bring the ball back here to the 17-yard line, where Concordia will be looking at 2nd down and 15 yards to go. They're going to send 2 wide receivers out to the right side, 2 to the left. So a 2-by-2 formation here for the Bulldogs. Man comes in motion. Here comes Stark with the ball, pumps it, now throws it across the middle. He was hammered on the play, and the pass is delivered low. Jake Lambert got in there and applied tremendous pressure on the quarterback for Concordia and Gideon Stark. So an incomplete pass. It's 3rd down now, 15 yards to go. Ball sitting here at the Hastings 17-yard line with 50 seconds to go here in the opening period. Stark has got 3 wide receivers out to the right side this time. He looks that way. A little pump fake. He throws the ball. It's going to be incomplete. Looking for Van Cleve again, the number 1 wide receiver on this team. That one is incomplete, so Concordia gets down here. Now their drive is stalled out. It's 4th and 15. The ball is at the 17-yard line. Here comes the field goal unit out here.
Well, we'll see what their special teams unit can do here. That's a decent stop. Anytime you can keep a potential touchdown off the board, obviously that's good with the way that Hastings has played here in the first quarter. Time to regroup here and get ready for second quarter. We have done nothing offensively, and the defense has not played real well this first quarter.
34-yard field goal attempt by Atwood. Ball is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So Peyton Atwood drills a 34-yard field goal here for Concordia. 42 seconds to play here in the first quarter. We'll take a break with a score. Concordia 10, Hastings nothing. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Bronco.
Did someone say ice cream? It's time to chill out this summer and make your favorite Dairylicious dream come true. Whether you are craving ice cream, yogurt, cottage cheese, tangy dips, or all of the above, Highland is bringing the savings to satisfy those cravings guilt-free. Visit highlanddairy.com/savings to scoop up coupons, try new recipes, and spin for a chance to win fun prizes. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious. Locally made, naturally delicious.
You are locked in to Extreme Sports. Let's get back to the action with Mike Will and Jimmy Purcell.
All right, it's a 10-0 ball game. Hastings is trailing that last drive with, 7 plays, 50 yards. They got a 34-yard field goal from Peyton Atwood to make it a 10-0 ball game. And once again, Concordia kicks off, and that baby goes through the end zone. So Hastings will start again after the touchback on their own 25-yard line.
42 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Again, the 10-0 lead by Concordia, and they've been blessed with great field position. Again, Hastings not being able to move the football against this stiff breeze. 27 yards of total offense, 12 through the air, 15 on the ground for Hastings thus far. And we look at the personnel. I believe that's Armbruster in there. And they'll send a couple of guys to the far side of the formation.
All right, ball's on the near side hash. Here is a handoff. Armbruster, he cuts the ball back at the 30. Oh, he's hit at the 35-yard line. Hit at the 35-yard line. A big-time hit there by Jacob Rowland. Rowland, a fifth-year kid here, a fifth-year grad kid from Stockbridge, Georgia. You know anything about Stockbridge, Georgia in your repertoire?
Not right offhand.
Well, you had it on the Texas town.
Well, yeah, there's other towns on here I see we may get to. We'll see how they perform here. I think Hastings just going to let the clock run down. Longest run from scrimmage, 11-yard variety from Armbruster. And that'll be the end of the first quarter as Matt wants to flip the field here and get with the wind to his back.
Yeah, Matt and the new offensive coordinator and Jim Bauer having a little conversation there at the end of the first quarter saying, hey, what's up here? Broncos have been shut out here in the first quarter. First quarter in the books. The score, Concordia 10, Hastings nothing. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Bronco football.
Hi, this is Terry Anstein, President, 5 Points Bank of Hastings. On behalf of our shareholders, directors, and staff, I would like to thank all of our great customers for helping us become the fastest-growing bank in Hastings. I would also like to invite everyone in the Hastings area to stop in and visit with one of our bankers and learn how we can be your bank for the long run. Locally owned, locally managed, 5 Points Bank, the better bank. Member FDIC.
At High Street Insurance and Financial Services, we are agents of change. We believe life is full of new opportunities, and we guide you forward with strength and confidence so together we can build stronger, more resilient communities, illuminating the path ahead, where opportunities are always within reach. We do it for all our futures. High Street Insurance and Financial Services, located at 3606 Cimarron Plaza, Suite 280 in Hastings. Plaza, Suite 280 in Hastings.
You are locked in to Extreme Sports. Let's get back to the action with Mike Will and Jimmy Purcell.
All right, back here at the Osborne Sports Complex, there's a Kalachak going to attempt to throw the ball. He throws it into the Bronco bench.
Yeah, and you get the wind to your back. You've got the timeout to game plan and put something together, and the best play you've got is pitch it into the sidelines over here. So, again, Hastings really, really struggling offensively, and I'll get you some first quarter numbers right after this play.
All right, so it's 2nd and 10. The ball is at the 35. That's the Hastings 35. The Broncos are trailing the ball game by a score of 10-0. Kalachak wants to throw. He throws it across the middle. That's going to be off of the fingertips of his intended receiver, and Eli Nappy. It's 3rd and 10.
First quarter numbers brought to you by Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning of Hastings, Kearney, and Lincoln, your York dealer. First quarter numbers for Concordia: 102 total offense, 23 offensive plays, 30 on the ground, 72 through the air. For Hastings College, just 39 yards on 16 plays, 24 on the ground, 15 through the air. Carson's numbers, 2 of 7, 15 yards, and he's had 2 more incompletions since then. Hastings looks at a 3rd down and 10. I thought it'd be better with the wind at our back. It hadn't gotten any better.
All right, Armbruster stays in the ball game. He's off of the left hip of the quarterback, Kalachak. Carson wants to throw. That one's overthrown. Cooper Butler, the intended receiver out here at the 50-yard line, that was overthrown, and it's 4th down and 10.
Grossly overthrown, as you like to say. This is unbelievable, but we must have took a lot of naps in the break that we had in the bye week, because, boy, our offense really looked decent in that windy day up at Orange City. Able to come up in here with the wind at his back for Shaw. What did I do with my numbers in the first half? Here he gets a good snap, gets it away. It's going to be fielded at the 20.
Dancing back to the 25-yard line. Nice move to the 28, and he's going to be buried there. Cooper Butler down on special teams to record the tackle. And the ball is brought back there by the Bulldogs. And they're going to start in their own territory here. The ball is brought back.
How about 5 punts already in the football game for Hastings?
Well, we haven't had anything going.
I know. When you can't pick up first downs, you usually have to punt the football away. And now Concordia comes onto the field with the football at the 30.
Blake Mosentine, again, was the guy who brought the ball back on the punt there for the Bulldogs. So Concordia back out here. Gideon Stark with it. He's going to throw it. It's going to be caught here. A little bubble screen across the 30, 35, out to the 36, 37-yard line. As they get that ball quickly out here to the 37. Tackle is made by Jake Lamberts. So 2nd down and about 2 yards to go. A pickup of 8 on the last play. Stark wants to throw it again. The pass is going to be caught here and then out of bounds. That one goes to Van Cleve. So they got a new man in there. Boy, we need some triple bifocals to check out the roster here for Concordia.
Amazing.
Holy cow, that's the smallest print I've ever seen.
Looks like ingredients on a can of corn.
It's either that or my eyes are getting bad here. Jeez.
I've got glasses. You want them?
Dane O'Maya, I think, is a freshman. That's the number 9 guy who's out there for Concordia.
Now they're going to get, I think, Hastings for defensive offsides. We'll see what they rule here, Mr. Information. Now they're going to get Concordia now for the penalty. I seen a defender up front jump, and that's because he was lured off to the side. But, boy, Hastings has got to figure out these little short passes. Obviously, Gideon is not going to hurt us with his legs. He's a big, tall guy, probably plays basketball as well. What is he, 6'6", I think?
6'7", yeah, 6'6".
Yeah, he's a big drink of water, and he's just sitting back there killing us with the short passes.
Empty backfield now as Stark stands there. His pass. Oh, it's going to be intercepted by the Broncos at the 47-yard line. It's intercepted by Dawson Kissinger of Hastings, and the Broncos have the ball in Concordia territory at the 46.
Kissinger, what a year he has had. We talked about how many big plays he come up with in Orange City in that Northwestern victory, but he has really had a whale of a season. What is that, about 4 Three interceptions now. He jumped that pass route, made a great athletic move to get in front of the receiver, and now Hastings with golden opportunity. The ball in Concordia territory, trailing 10-0. Hastings will take over from the Bulldog 46-yard line.
Now we've got to make something happen here offensively. Get back into the ball game. 10-0. Concordia's got the early lead. Here comes a blitz. And Quayshawn Hill has got it on a little reverse play. He's at the 40, 35, run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. There's a new wrinkle into the Bronco offense. Run out of bounds over there by Dayton Henson, the safety, the senior out of Pearland, Texas. First down Broncos. Hastings with the ball. Now at the Concordia 32-yard line.
Longest play from scrimmage, a little razzle-dazzle reverse here to Quayshawn Hill. He takes it 14 yards downfield. The fourth first down for Hastings. Now they've got it at the Bulldog 32.
All right, Hastings with the first set of downs here. Here's a fake. Now Darson Kalachek runs it to the far sideline, and he is out of bounds. You don't want your quarterback to be running around there. But again, Henson pops him out of bounds right in front of the Concordia bench. No gain in the play for Kalachek. Second down and 10.
Carson's third carry of the game for just 2 yards. That was no gain. So Carson not racking up a bunch of yardage. He did take one up the middle of the field. I don't know if he'll want to do that again. That was in the first quarter. Took a huge hit. And I don't think we want to be living on our quarterback running the football around on this Bulldog defense.
Second down and 10. Carson drops the ball. As you go back down and cover it up here. That simply fell out of the hands of Kalachek. He falls on it at the 38. And now we got an injured player here for the Bulldogs down here at the 35-yard line.
So we get golden opportunity with the field position. Hastings takes it downfield on a nice run from Hill. And then the rushing play from Carson gets no yardage. So it's going to bring up third down and 10. But again, we're setting out here at the 38-yard line. You definitely want some sort of points. And how many times have we talked about this? Points are good. You need touchdowns when you're playing against teams like Concordia.
All right, so we got an injury timeout here. 12:05 to play, second quarter. It's Concordia.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Check it out.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious. Zero never tasted so good. Try it now.
Check it out.
go for a field goal, but obviously Matt thinks we need to score touchdowns. I agree with him. And and
I do too. And you look at that pass route right down about the 9-10 yard line. Looked like Hill wanted to cut it to the outside. The ball was thrown maybe to the inside. Might just be the way the wind. You can see the flags coming kind of across the field. So the grandstands here shielding the wind a little bit, probably swirling a little down there. So Hastings squanders that opportunity away. And it's 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Here's Stark. He's going to keep the ball on the ground here as they run it across the 30 out to the 31, 32-yard line. Let's talk to Marcus down on the Hastings sideline. Marcus, what about the wind down there?
Oh, yeah, it's breezy, guys, and that ball took clear back to the corner of the end zone. But Hill was saying as he's coming off the sideline, he was being held, so that's probably why he couldn't get to the ball.
All right, second down for Concordia. Here's a pass to the far sideline. That's going to be overthrown. Intended receiver there was Johnny Pell, so maybe Quayshawn was held down there, and that's why the pass was not anywhere close to him.
That would explain it, but you would think this officiating crew would catch that. Don't all officiating crews catch all the violations?
Occasionally they miss one.
Oh, every now and then they do.
3rd down and 3 yards to go. Concordia with the ball here on their own 32-yard line, working right to left, south to north here in the second quarter. Concordia's got the 10-0 lead over Hastings, and now there's some movement up front. Penalty flags are down, movement up front. Who jumped first? Officials are going to confer. Again, we've got a female official out there. She's the back judge. She's not involved with this.
No, she's way back at the
conversation.
40. Here comes Mr. Information. We love him.
Offsides, number 52 defense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Results of penalty is a first down.
All right, so offsides on Hastings. Result of the penalty will be a first down for the Bulldogs as they move the ball to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10.
Hastings already with 4 penalties in the game, so not a very clean half of football here whatsoever for Hastings after the bye week.
Gideon Stark wants to throw it. He is hit as he is throw it. That's a Chaplin getting in there again off of the corner. The sophomore out of Broken Bow off the corner and actually hit the arm of the quarterback in Gideon Stark. Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
I thought Chaplin had a chance to grab it out of his hands, but at 6'6", Chaplin goes
6 foot.
6 foot, so he had with the arm up in the air, he would have had to jump pretty high to get that out of there, but hit his arm, knocked her down, 2nd down and 10 here for the Bulldogs.
Stark fakes the ball. Now he throws it out to the far side. That's going to be incomplete.
Boy, I thought Chaplin come up with that one. That was off the hands down around the turf of the intended receiver, and I thought maybe it hung in the air and he had a chance to scoop that up, but incomplete, 3rd down and 10.
All right, 10:26 to play here in the second quarter. Broncos struggling offensively. Their defense trying to hang tough in there. Touchdown and a field goal for Concordia in the opening period with the wind to their back. Now they're against the wind here in the second quarter. A pass across the middle. Van Cleve running open 50. He's at the 45 down to the 44-yard line of Hastings. Aiden Van Cleve has had numerous receptions already here in the first half. Finally, Chaplin brings him down, and a late penalty flag comes down. A late penalty flag comes down here way after the play. And now we're going to check this out as the officials will confer out there. Yeah, I don't know if this is a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty or something like that. It was after the play was blown dead. In fact, Concordia was already lining up almost for the next play when that penalty flag came in from behind the Broncos secondary.
Well, as poorly as the Broncos are playing right now, if this goes against them, Matt don't have much hair to get rid of, but there will be some stuff grabbed. He'll be trying to pull what he does have left on his head because they have not done anything right here today. We have just the inability to stop the short passes, and that's all Gideon's doing. It ain't like he's standing back there going downfield. His passes are 8, 9, 10 yards at best, and he's just got good playmakers catching the ball, and they're really talking about this one here. That is the sixth first down for Concordia in the half.
We had 2 dead ball fouls in the play. Personal foul, defense number 30. Personal foul, offense, receiver.
All right, so a couple of personal fouls, one on each team. It's on Chaplin of Hastings, and The microphone cut out from the officials for Concordia, whoever the receiver was. Was that Van Cleve?
Yeah, that was Van Cleve.
Aiden Van Cleve. So an offsetting penalty after the play was over.
Van Cleve picked up 19 on that pass and catch. Get it out across midfield to Bronco territory down at the 44.
Gideon Stark fakes the ball, pumps, now throws it down the right sideline, and that's going to be overthrown. Overthrown down the right sideline. The intended receiver there was Max Bartles, a 6'1", 185-pound senior out of Lincoln Lutheran. So now they're throwing against the wind, going in this direction. That one was overthrown.
That's, I believe, his second deep pass he's thrown all day long, kind of surprising into this wind. They'll look at second down and 10.
Gideon Stark backs up again. He throws it. Van Cleve has got it at the 40. He's out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds in front of the Concordia bench. A pickup there of about 4, maybe 5 yards in the play. Now the Dogs looking at third down and 6 yards to go. Wyatt Ryan knocking Van Cleve out of bounds on the far side. Gideon Stark dropping back again. A pass is going to be caught down there at the 30-yard line to the 25. That is going to be Bartles again. Jensen Olford is in on the stop for the Broncos on defense. But that's enough for a first down for Concordia. So now the Dogs moving the ball against the Bronco defense against the win here. They've got the ball down here at the Hastings College 25-yard line.
Slant pattern in the middle of the field. Nobody home for Hastings. 16-yard gain and a first down.
There's a handoff here, and that's going to be stopped in the backfield. They got the ball to Aiden Van Cleve, who was running the ball out of the backfield. They get him all over the place. Jake Lambert here on the stop for the Broncos on defense. A loss of about a yard on the play. There's a pass that's going to be caught out here and thrown back down at about the 26-yard line. A loss of a yard in the play. Sam All over here on the defense for the Broncos. So a couple of running plays and a running play and a pass play that nets a -1 yard. It's 3rd and 11. The ball is here at the Hastings College 26-yard line. On the near side hash, 3 wide receivers out to this left side. And again, we've got penalty flags down. Movement again in the trenches down there.
Now Hastings is obviously signaling it's on Concordia, and it is.
All right, the illegal procedure call in Concordia. Again, the win is not helping Mr. Microphone out here today.
Now we need to get him, maybe at halftime we can get him Grandma's dish rag.
Yeah, when we have win problems.
That's an old funny joke. You pulled out a rag years ago.
I've got it. I'm using it today.
To dish rag.
It really is. I got it wrapped around our outside microphone. Here's a attempted pass play. As Gideon Stark is not going to run it, and he slides down here. He wants nothing of the Bronco defense here. He slides down at about the 23. Yeah, to protect our microphones from the wind, you usually put like a microphone windsock over it. Well, so on days like today when the winds are blowing 40 miles an hour, you grab Grandma's dishcloth out of the old bag and you wrap it up with that. It's fine.
Why spend $7 on one of these nice-looking foam pieces when you can just wrap the rag around there with the little bit of duct tape?
Yeah, it works. Here's Atwood into the ball game. This will be a 44-yard field goal attempt. Ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick goes off of the left side. No good.
Hold on, penalty flags.
Not
penalty
again.
flags. Yeah, line judge on this side. This may be on Hastings. They had their corner in guy. Yep.
Offsides on Hastings.
That was Gio Mendoza. He made a huge rush and almost got in there and took it off the foot of the kicker, but that's why. He got a head start. He's pleading his case. It ain't going to work. So still not enough for a first down.
So they'll try it again.
But you give them another opportunity when they'd already had one miss. So, boy, 6 penalty on Hastings this half.
And that might be due to the layoff of the bye week.
Obviously, they some teams come back fresh.
So now this is going to be a 38-yard field goal attempt. 38-yard field goal attempt for Atwood here. Peyton Atwood from the near side hash. Ball is down. The kick is up. That one was certainly long enough.
That's
it heads to the uprights, and it is good. A 38-yard field goal attempt goes through the pipes. 7:04 to play here in the first half. The score, Concordia 13, Hastings nothing. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Bronco football on Extreme Sports.
Looking for a night out that hits different? Head to the 2nd Street Slammer in Hastings, where the music is loud, the drinks are cold, and the vibe is always right. Shoot some pool, play some darts, or tear up the dance floor with live DJs spinning every weekend. Whether you are rolling in with friends or meeting someone new, the Slammer is the place where good times and late nights come standard. Open Thursday through Saturday. Come see why the locals call it Hastings' favorite weekend escape. That's 2nd Street Slammer, 2315 West 2nd Street. Let loose, live it up, slam into your weekend.
You are locked in to Extreme Sports. Let's get back to the action with Mike Will and Jimmy Purcell.
All right, here comes the kickoff. The Broncos having problems with it, and they get the ball to the 10-yard line.
So I see Quason Hill looking up into the sun, and it's shining brightly right now. Put his hand in front of his face mask, trying to find the football. Never did. Hit the turf. Then he picks it up. He picked it up at around the 15-yard line. The line of scrimmage is going to be the 10. You need to run this way, young man. If you can't get positive yardage, go down. So now Hastings starts in another hole again in this second quarter of action, trailing, fortunately enough, just trailing 13-0 here to Concordia.
12-play, 75-yard drive for Concordia. They hit a field goal to make it a 13-0 ball game. Here's another inside handoff here. That's going to go to Armbruster. He gets a couple of yards. Probably as worse of a half of football we've seen, I think, out of Hastings this year. Just nothing has gone right. They've had nothing positive to really spin on this thing here in the first.
Their biggest play from scrimmage was Quason Hill, the little reverse of 14 yards. Carson Kolachek is 3 of 12 passing for just 25 yards. Hastings has rushed it 13 times for just 37 yards.
All right, so now we're looking at second down and 8 yards to go. There's a Kolachek. He fakes the ball. His slant pass is going to be knocked down. I think it was tipped here at the line of scrimmage, and it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, the big defensive end gets in there. That's Terry Seaback, 6'1", 265 pounds from Nebraska Christian, gets in there. He sent Nappy in motion to the far side of the field. I thought maybe they might try to swing a pass out to him, but again, we just cannot get anything going. Third down, 8 officially, ball at the 13-yard line. Carson with another incomplete pass.
Carson slaps his hands. He's got the ball. He backs up. His pass across the middle is incomplete.
Oh, he was hit early, and they're not going to. There they are. So the guy that's right on the spot, the umpire, about 6 yards away, doesn't throw the flag. It comes from the judge back here at the 45-yard line. Wake up, young feller. Did the young lady throw one too? Yes, she did. I see it out there at about the 42, yeah. So what did they see that the guy that was right on top of it couldn't see? He was hit early from the defender.
All right, so, yeah, we'll sort this out. There's not much to sort out. It's going to be a pass interference call on the defense for Concordia. And Hastings will have a first down. 6:10 remaining here in the second quarter. 13-0. The Dogs have the lead. There's the indication, an interference call on Concordia. It'll be a first down for the Broncos.
Just the 5th first down for Hastings here in the first half of action. And they'll bring the football out to the, oh, here it comes. They're bringing it out of the stack. Going to be out across the 30, 28-yard line. 28-yard line. 33. We might have to go back to work. You were in softball this week.
I was in the softball mood.
You thought you were Midland here a little bit ago, so we'll try to freshen things up for the second half. 1st and 10 here, ball at the 28. 6:10 left to go till halftime. Plenty of time here with the wind at your back, fellas.
We're sputtering just like the Hastings College offense is
Boy,
sputtering here.
No kidding.
1st and 10, Broncos with the ball on their own 28-yard line. There's a sweep play. That's going to go to Armbruster, and that gets the ball to about the 29. So a lot of running there for 1 yard. It's a second down now and 9 yards to go. Tackle is made by Terry Sebick. Where's number 0? You wear number 0 on your defensive line, you got to be good.
You better be good or you're going to get made fun of.
Yeah, you wear the number 0. If you're big and if you're good, you get to wear a number 0.
I think there was a number 0 last night in a football game that I watched, and he was terrible from what I seen. Anyway, no gain officially here. Second down and 10, ball at the 28 for Hastings.
5.5 to go here in the second quarter. 13-0 is the score. Concordia's got the lead. Here's a Kalachek, and he throws the ball into the Bronco bench.
Well, that's
Armbruster was the intended receiver, but he was about 20 yards away from the football.
I was going to say that's 3 or 4, maybe 5 passes that have just been thrown into the sidelines. This does not even look close to the same team as what we seen a couple weeks ago in Orange City. Although the winds were blowing the offenses, both offenses struggled for Northwestern and Hastings. But, boy, we was at least able to get some yardage. This has been an awful-looking first-half action. 3rd down and 10 here at the 28.
5:21 to play here in the first half. Here's Kalachek. He throws the ball. That's going to be caught here out to the 33-yard line, but it can be short of a first down to get the ball to Eli Nappy. Tackle is made by Will Potratz, a junior from Lincoln East. So he keeps the Broncos from picking up the first down. Hastings will be looking at 4th and 4, and they'll have to punt the football away.
Yep, needed to pick up about 10, 11 yards if we run the pattern. 6 yards downfield. Completed pass for Carson, good for 6. Now Trayvon Shaw into the game. He'll have all of that wind from the north at his back.
Blake Mosentine is back here for Concordia. He grabs the ball at the 20-yard line, down the sideline, 25-30. Still on his feet, 35-yard line, and he's popped out of bounds at the 37. So Concordia with a pretty good field position here. Still 4:33 to play in quarter number 2. Concordia has got the lead over Hastings. The score is 13-0.
45 on the punt, 12 for the return. Concordia will have the football out across the 35-yard line to the 36. 4:33 left to go here. I expected a whole lot more offense, especially out of Concordia, averaging nearly 44 a game. The defense for Hastings has hung on as well as they can.
Gideon Stark, his pass across the middle, nearly intercepted by the Broncos. In and out of the hands of Gio Mendoza down there for the Broncos. He couldn't hang on to it. And it's now a 2nd down and 10 from the 36.
That is the 22nd pass attempt for the big, tall quarterback. He's thrown unofficially for 121 yards.
Stark again wants to throw. There's that little fake. He throws it across the middle. It's going to be incomplete. And there comes the penalty flag. I was just waiting for it. Van Cleve, the intended receiver. Marcus Dustin is going to be the guy who thinks he's going to be flagged for the pass interference call here.
Yep, the receiver running across the middle of the field, and he just unloaded on him after the ball was already passed. So that will be for Hastings.
An automatic first down.
7th penalty for Hastings here in the first half of action. One of the most penalized halves of football we've seen out of Hastings this whole year, and now the football up towards midfield.
4:23 to play in the second quarter. 13-0 is the score. Concordia has got the lead here over the Broncos. Gideon Stark has got the ball again. He fakes it. He throws it across the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Yeah, I don't know where that pass was going. I think Van Cleve pulled up short, and the pass was thrown downfield.
Way short. Might have been 12, 15 yards short.
So 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Ball is at the 48 of Concordia. A pass across the middle. It's going to be incomplete. On a slant again across the right side. That was number 86 and Johnny Pels, the intended receiver, but he couldn't come up with it. And it's 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
We break Concordia's offense down. 264 through the air, 174 on the ground for Concordia is what they come in averaging. Boy, their rushing numbers are only 40 7 yards here. Now we've got yet another penalty.
Broncos jumping offsides up front.
That's the third offsides up front for Hastings today.
That was Justice Hostetler, who was going to come on the blitz. He was trying to anticipate the count. Obviously, he didn't have it down, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
8 penalties in the first half for Hastings, just to add to the offensive woes. So now they march it across midfield. They'll spot it down at the 47-yard line. 4:15 left here for Concordia.
Gideon Starkey's under pressure. He just unloads the ball downfield. Intercepted! Intercepted at the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Hastings! Sam All, touchdown Broncos.
What caused the interception there, Mike, was the hands and the defense getting into Gideon. He stood back there a long time, and Hastings got the rush on him and got hands all around him, and he just short through that. All watched him all the way, and he jumped the receiver at about the 30-yard line, got in front of him, picks it off, had to beat one guy at about the 42 and sidestep him. He does, takes it the distance, and then he's mauled by the rest of his defense as he gets down into the end zone. We'll see it here on the replay. So now Wilmot in for the PAT. Finally, some life here, but it has to come via the defense. That's kind of the way it's been all year long here. The defense rising up, and the Broncos are back in this ballgame.
A 70-yard pick six for Hastings. Here comes the PAT. It is up there. It is good. We are on the board, gang. 4 minutes and 1 second to play here in the second quarter. The score now, Concordia 13, Hastings 7. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Bronco football on Extreme Sports.
Brandon is super pumped about Runza.
Runza is so sweet.
Especially all their desserts.
Oh, those are the sweetest.
Chocolate, vanilla, and twist ice cream cones, 4 flavors of shakes, chocolate chip cookies, and ice cream sandwiches.
Literally sweet.
Aw, I love your enthusiasm.
Well, I love Runza.
So sweet of you. Come satisfy your sweet tooth. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
You are listening to exclusive coverage of Hastings College football on Extreme Sports.
All right, the Broncos on a 70-yard pick six. We're back into the ball game. It's 13-7 Dogs.
Second pick six of the year for the Bronco defense. Bryce Chaplin had that one in Crete against Doane, first game of the season. And Sam All jumps the pattern there. And, yeah, he made one guy miss at about the 42-yard line, and he was getting a whole lot of help from the guys down here in front of us. Who says they say defenses win championships, but who say they don't win games? Heck, we'll take it any way we can. Our offense is struggle bus city here in this football game, but All maybe gives them a shot in the arm here. The pick six, and now the Broncos find themselves trailing by just 6 points. Could be a whole lot more as Hastings will be kicking with the wind at their back.
Van Cleve and Sassaman dropping back deep here for the Bulldogs down here inside the 5-yard line.
Going to have to bring a man in, I believe, to put a finger on the nose of the football. And maybe that young lady, I thought she was going to run out there and put her finger on there. They're going to have to do something. The wind is too strong. Colton, that ball will not stay on that tee unless you've got some glue.
All right, they're going to bring in a guy to hold the ball on the tee. So they'll tee it up here at the 35-yard line.
This guy's got an important job. Just imagine if he pulled his finger out just right before he got into the football. That'd be like the Peanuts. Who was that? Linus that used to kick, and anyway. Wilmot to get into the football here. Broncos have life.
All right, here comes the kickoff. End-over-end kick. It's going to bounce about 7 yards deep in the end zone, and Concordia will have it on the touchback. Now 4:01 to play, Jimmy, in the second quarter. If our defense can hold Concordia, Hastings might have a shot to get the ball back here in the first half.
I tell you what, you look at the numbers coming in, and I expected a lot more offense out of Concordia. We've gone over the averages and everything, but the defense for Hastings, they played very well here in this first half. Just 47 yards on the ground, 121 and a pick six against Gideon here and the Bulldogs. So they'll start out at the 25-yard line. 4:01 left to go to half.
Stark is going to hand the ball away. That's a Sassaman. Sassaman busts through there across the 30 out to about the 33-yard line where he's going to be gang tackled here. Tackling brigade led by Marcus Dustin, the senior out of Lincoln. Give him a pickup of about 8 yards on a play, maybe closer to 9. Yeah, they're going to move the ball to the 34. It's second down and a yard. The ball is at the 34 of Concordia. 3:37 to play here in the second quarter. There's a pass out to Van Cleve. He sprints it across the first down markers as he brings the ball to the 39. First and 10 here for the Dogs. They'll move the 6. Jake Lambert into the stop for Hastings College on defense.
And again, just a short little pass. Get the receivers out in space, and they've got the speed. That was a 6-yard pickup and a first down. There it is again.
Van Cleve has got it dancing across the 40 to the 43, 44-yard line. Marcus Dustin in the stop for the Broncos again on D. It's a second down and about 6 yards to go. 3 minutes to go for Concordia here in this second period.
Very effective. Another 5-yard gain there on the same play out to the 45-yard line.
Tripp set out wide to the right that time. There's a fake. They're going to throw the ball. It's going to be off of the fingertips. And it almost caught down there. It was off of the fingertips of Maddox Rickerstein. And the ball was almost caught down there on the far side. Marcus Dustin was the guy who broke up the play there. But that was almost a ricochet from Rickerston over to Bartles. Bartles was running down the right sideline and nearly got it on the deflection there.
Boy, and Rickerston took a big shot from Dustin, and that's a big body to take a shot on. 237 pounds. Dustin stays in the game, but a big shot now. We've got the line judge running in here from the near side. Is that going to be timeout? Yep, timeout Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos will burn a timeout here. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for Concordia, so Hastings hoping to maybe get a stop here and get the ball back. Timeout. Hastings will take a break. Concordia 13, Hastings College 6. You're listening to Bronco football on Extreme Sports.
When the lights go down in Hastings, the party starts at the 2nd Street Slammer. It is more than a bar. It is your weekend headquarters for live DJs, cold drinks, and nonstop fun. Whether you are here to dance or just kick back with friends, there is always something going on. Big energy, friendly faces, and a night you will not forget. Open Thursday through Saturday at 2315 West 2nd Street. Do not just go out, go all out. Only at the 2nd Street Slammer.
You are listening to exclusive coverage of Hastings College football on Extreme Sports.
All right, Mike Will, Jimmy Purcell, Marcus Metcalf back with you. Saturday afternoon after a Bronco bye week, back out of here today with this ball game against Concordia. Good one so far, 13-7 is the score. Concordia's got the lead. 3rd and 6. There's a pass thrown to the far side. It's going to be caught. Van Cleve again down here at the Hastings 43-yard line. That's enough for another first down.
Van Cleve, he is just carving up this Bronco defense. That is a 12-yard gain. Another first down for Concordia, and they're on the move.
Gideon Stark is going to hand the ball away, this time breaking into the open 35 down to the 34-yard line. Calvin Sassaman, a junior of Bishop Newman, on the carry there. Marcus Dustin on the stop for the Hastings Bronco defense. Another first down as they move the ball down here to the 33 of Hastings, and now we got.
Now they're waiting they were trying to get the change set over there. It was about a 10-yard gain. They had to kind of eyeball it. They give him the first down. That's 10 on the half for Concordia.
Sassman again takes it off a right tackle and takes it inside the 30 down to about the 29-yard line. Again, their number one running back is not available today. Carlos Colazo, that big, sturdy Mack truck bull from Aurora,
like a bowling ball.
Yeah, he was injured in the ball game last week. We got treats.
I tell you what, we're going to need a lobby to get into this press box just to the left of us. It's got a window and double windows. We're going to need more people in here. You know, I'd like to ask him a question if we had him if we had a mic for him, but I know what he'll say. But yeah, treats, little sausage.
Yeah, I think
Chex Mix.
I think today is the day that you and I make our first appearance of the season in the party pit. After the game, we don't have a Nebraska game to worry about today. Johnny, you in the party pit today? All right.
Does K-State play, or are they on a bye? They're on a bye. That's a good thing, so you won't be grumpy.
So we're heading to the party pit today.
Yep. You'll be only grumpy with the way Cooper's played, obviously. We'll talk about that
we got the second half coming up.
We've got a lot going on, but yeah, treats brought to us from the Butler Brigade. My goodness. I tell you what, I won't be able to get up from my broadcasting place here after this, all the food and treats we've been handed. But Concordia back out after the timeout. Second down and 6 here. Ball at the 29-yard line. That was the 2-minute warning here. So Concordia looking to add to more.
Gideon Stark, his pass across the middle is going to be caught again down here at the Hastings College at 23. So instead of worrying about getting the ball back here, Jimmy, we got to try to keep Concordia out of the end zone. Tackle made again by Jake Lambert for Hastings on defense. That's another first down for the Dogs. 1:50 to play here in the second quarter. It's 13-7, Concordia with the lead. There's a running play again to Sassman. Breaks it outside, and he's going to be brought down as he got to the numbers over there on the far side. Took it down to about the 19-yard line. Dawson Kissinger ended the stop there for Hastings on defense.
Boy, now Concordia again, they're trying to make things happen fast up the line of scrimmage after a 3-yard gain.
Gideon Stark waiting for the ball, and now we have got, the guy who looked to the far sideline might be changing the play here. Gideon Stark waiting for it. He's got this Sassman in the backfield here, and they fake the ball to him, and now Stark wants to throw it. He throws it into that's going to be intercepted! Intercepted down here at the 5-yard line.
Mike, and Gideon's down at the 30-yard line. He was hit off the side from Dawson Kissinger, got a shot in on him. It wasn't intentional, but he got down around the knees. Gideon does get up and go off on his own power, but Hastings with another big defensive play. They got in on him, and he short-armed that one. Colton Marsh with the pick. So all and Marsh now with 2 interceptions on the big Bulldog quarterback, and Hastings stops the drive here. 1:08 left to go here in the half. Boy, that defense has stood tall again here in this game.
Defense saving the day today for the Broncos as the offense continues to sputter at best. Now we got 1:08 to play. 1st and 10. Ball is at the 5-yard line following the interception from Colton Marsh. Kalachak has got the ball. He's going to throw it from 8 yards deep in his own end zone. The pass is going to be tipped, and it's incomplete. Eli Nappy, the intended receiver. I don't know if it was tipped, but Nappy couldn't come up with it out here at about the 20-yard line as Carson was throwing about 8 yards deep in the end zone. Incomplete pass. It's now 2nd down and 10 for their own 5.
We've got to be careful. We take care of the football and our field position. That one there again, Nappy tried to climb the ladder, just not able to get up there. He's got a good vertical, but he gets his legs chopped out from underneath of him. The ball was overthrown. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 5. 1:02 left till half.
There's a draw play down here. That's going to go to Armbruster, and he is going to be ridden down. Got it maybe to the 6-yard line, but 3 or 4 Bulldogs will wrestle him down to the turf here. The tackling led by Grant Hoos, the senior out of Lincoln Southwest. And now Concordia, Jimmy's going to call a timeout with 53 seconds to play here in the second quarter. They're going to try to maybe force Hastings to punt and get one more shot at the end zone here.
Well, with the offense, the way they have been sputtering all game long, I don't blame them, as they were able to stop Armbruster there for about a 3-yard gain. Well, you look at the rushing numbers, that's where we've really hung our hat on this season. Coming into the game, Hastings been averaging about 170 per game. 41 here today. 41 total yards on the ground. We just have 31 yards through the air, so Hastings yet to get to 100 yards of total offense here in this first half. It has been struggle bust city for this offense. They've got to find one more. They get the first down, that'll pretty much seal up the half. But, boy, if you don't get it, they punt the football away, and you hope you can get a good snap back to Shaw and get a deep, deep punt. Boy, the wind's really gusting out of the north. You see the flags really whipping around.
I told you when you were talking about the winds we had at Orange City a couple of weeks ago, I said, hold on, we're going to have a gusty winds today, and now the front is starting to move through. They expect to have a wind gust of 40 miles per hour for this afternoon.
Well, that will simulate what we had. Only thing we don't have here is corn stalks blowing across the field as we did in Orange City. So here's Hastings up the line. They look at a 3rd down and 7.
Here's a Kalachek. He wants to throw a little slant. It's going to be caught there. That's going to be a Nappy with a reception to the 15.
Not far enough. We did not run the pattern deep enough. He's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're 4th down in a yard. And now Concordia is going to call the timeout with 50 seconds to play. And you got to punt the football away. It's 4th down in a yard. You're down here at your own 15-yard line with 50 seconds to go.
Yeah, Matt goes for it here. We're going to line him up on the next bus trip to the casinos. You can't go for it here. You've got to punt the football away. But here again, you've got to get a good snap back with the winds gusting. It causes problems. And if Shaw don't get it cleanly and they get a good rush, we've got troubles. Boy, we have just not been able to take advantage of the wind at our back. We have not put anything together. We haven't had a good drive all game thus far. Hopefully there's some changes to be made at halftime. But, boy, offense struggling.
All right, so you're looking in kind of on the huddle down there. People that are watching us with the video stream, watching what's going on in the huddle, and they are going to send out their punt team. 4th down and a yard. The ball is at the 15. They had to get to the 16 for the first down on the completed pass to Eli Nappy, but it was a yard shy. So Shaw is about 3 yards deep in his own end zone to punt this thing away. And now
boy,
there's a penalty flag down.
That's going to be Hastings' movement up front. This is 9 penalties in the first half of action. Now Shaw's going to be about 8 to 9 yards deep in his own end zone.
So they'll make the call here.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Boy,
that's next to worthless there.
Yeah, next to impossible to hear Mr. Information as he continues to talk down there, explaining the penalty that was just enforced on Hastings offense. 9 penalties here in the half, and now you're even deeper. Shaw's going to stand. He'll be a good 8 yards, 7-8 yards in his own end zone. Concordia's going to have a man back here just inside the 40. High snap. He gets it, and oh boy, they nearly got to him, and what a bullet of a punt.
Picked up on the bounce here at the 30. He's ridden out of bounds here at about the 34 or 35-yard line. That was a Blake Mosentine bringing the ball back there for the Bulldogs, but a great punt by Trevin Shaw for Hastings. He gets the roll. Didn't look good coming off of his foot. Like Jimmy said, it was nearly blocked, but he gets a nice roll, and Concordia now will start this drive from their own 35-yard line with 41 seconds to play here in the second quarter with a 13-7 lead.
63 yards on the punt by Shaw, but exactly, they had a great rush, and then he got that low bullet spiral that turned over with the wind, came right down here in front of the Bronco bench. Now the defense, we got to ask them to stand tall again.
Stark throws it to the near side. That was going to be wide of the target. Incomplete pass. The intended receiver was Johnny Pells. They threw it wide of the target, incomplete.
I underestimated the quarterbacking by Gideon Stark. He has thrown 32 passes. I'm going to have to add another sheet here for second half.
There's a handoff to Douglas. Angles right side. 35 to the 36, 37-yard line. Justice Hostetler into the stop here for the Bronco defense. And now it's 3rd down. It's 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Clock is running, 20 seconds to play here in the second quarter. And they're probably just going to let this thing wind down. And we'll get to the halftime break with a 13-7 ball game. Yeah, Hastings has not scored on offense and has not put together a drive on offense so far today.
Well, 4 quarters. 4 quarters in Orange City and 2 quarters here. We would have to go back.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll have to do some ciphering on this, but Hastings, I feel, has dodged a bullet here in this first half. As poorly as we have played offensively, find themselves trailing by 6 here at half.
All right, Marcus is down on the Hastings sideline. Matt is walking with the officials down the sideline discussing something, so he'll put his headsets away. We'll try to catch up with him. 13-7 is the score. I did check out Morningside and Northwestern. They're playing today in Orange City, and they're setting at 7-7 at halftime between Morningside and Northwestern. So we're at halftime here. It's a 13-7 ball game. Hastings College is trailing here in the ball game. Marcus Metcalf with the coach down on the sideline.
Well, Coach, what adjustments can you have to make there in that second half, especially against their slants and quick screens?
Well, I mean, we've got to tackle a little bit better and just get. We've been hurt a couple times by their tempo with their offense. Their quarterback gave us a gift, which fortunately we capitalized on, and he's thrown a couple things up there. We just need to keep, take advantage of those things and make a big play. More concerning is on offense. I mean, we're holding them to 13 points at halftime, well under their average. To get close on we're of a lot. Just missed it. Feels like we're close on offense. We got to get those things more ironed out rather than the defense.
All right, Coach, thanks.
All right, that's head coach Matt Franzen. We got a little bit of that. But
I know that was a great interview. We could only hear about half of it at best. That is how strong the winds are gusting here. Maybe we'll have to get maybe Gino will go down there with a windbreaker and hold that in front of the microphone when we catch the coaches here at the second half. But again, just talking about how they need to tackle a little bit better out there on the outsides on them short passes. But the more concerning thing for Coach is what we've talked about all day, is the offense struggling. They've got to get something done here at halftime.
All right, it's 13-7. Hastings still in the game with a sputtering offense here today. We've got a lot coming up during the halftime show. Stick around. You're listening to Bronco Football today on Extreme Sports.
For all of your professional, residential, and commercial cleaning services, call the trusted experts at B&B Cleaning Pros of Hastings. They have been in business for over 4 years, delivering professional services one clean at a time. Reclaim your time and enjoy a healthier, fresher home with a call to B&B Cleaning Pros. Their meticulous cleaning professionals handle everything from routine upkeep to intensive deep cleans, tailored perfectly to your schedule and needs. They focus on kitchens, bathrooms, high traffic areas, dust removal, and floor care. Give them a call at 402-519-4602. Stop in at 123 North Lexington in Hastings or visit them at bnbcleaningpros.com.
If you experience heating problems this winter, call the experts at Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning of Hastings. Ruts is a locally owned family business with over 45 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They service all makes and models of heating and cooling equipment for both residential and commercial customers. You can trust Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning to complete all repairs, installations, and maintenance work on time. If you're shopping for a new air conditioner or heating system, remember Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning. Call 402-463-4853.
The Great Plains Athletic Conference is committed to being champions in the classroom, in our communities, and in competition. And we are also proud to be an NAIA 5-star Champions of Character Conference. To learn more about the GPAC, follow us on social media on Instagram, X, and Facebook. And watch the GPAC on the GPAC Network. The Great Plains Athletic Conference, academic and athletic excellence since 2000.
Fall is here, and so is the season of color, coziness, and giving. At Bob Sass Flowers, we're celebrating autumn with gorgeous, fresh floral arrangements, beautiful fall home decor, and thoughtful, perfect gifts for everyone on your list. Whether you're sprucing up your home with harvest style, surprising a friend with a seasonal bouquet, or finding that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll fall in love with what we have in store. Come visit Bob Sass Flowers today and let us help bring the beauty of autumn home. Bob Sass Flowers, where flowers, home, and gifts meet the magic of fall. Serving the Hastings community since 1955. Located at 2618 West 2nd Street in Hastings.
Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill has been serving Hastings and the surrounding area for more than 25 years. And it is more than just another bar and grill. It is a Hastings institution. Do not miss Tijuana Tuesday, an all-you-can-eat taco and nacho buffet. Every Wednesday night is Wing Night, featuring legendary wings that are crispy, saucy, and downright delicious. Stop back on Thursday for roasted chicken, on Friday for the prime rib and seafood buffet, and on Saturday for Bullseye's world-famous prime rib. On Sundays, enjoy the brunch buffet from 10 until 2. For over a quarter of a century, Bullseye's has been your go-to spot for good times, great food, and unforgettable memories. Find Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill on West 2nd in Hastings, right across the street from the water park.
The Halftime Show is brought to you by Family Medical Center of Hastings, your home for healthcare since 1963.
Mike Will, Jimmy Purcell, Marcus Metcalf back at halftime. Again, the score 13-7. Hastings is trailing the Concordia Bulldogs. Concordia is scoring first on a 5-yard touchdown pass. Gideon Stark to Aiden Van Cleve. 8 plays, 40 yards for Concordia on their first series. 7-0 after the point after by Atwood. Peyton Atwood then drilling a 34-yard field goal with about 40 seconds to play in the first quarter to make it a 10-0 ball game. Concordia goes ahead 13-0 with a 38-yard field goal from Atwood at the 7:04 mark of the second quarter. And then Sam All picks off a pass and returns it 70 yards for a touchdown. A pick six for the Broncos. Wilmot adds the point after. And right now, we got to feel fortunate, Jimmy, a 13-7 ball game. Concordia with a lead.
Very, very fortunate. We are not trailing by a whole lot more with this high-octane offense. But the defense, that's how good they have played through the last several games. Very solid. And they played a solid half of football. Sorry, I'm kind of wincing up here. We got handed them meat sticks from our buddy Johnny Bullard. I don't know whether he's trying to get me next door into his business over there or what, but boy, they've got a lot of pepper on those sticks. I'm going to need me an extra rinse here at the.
I see you're starting to sweat.
Holy cow! I'm not going to need a sweatshirt anymore the rest of this half of football. Get you some halftime numbers here. The stats are brought to you by Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning. If you're having problems with your furnace this winter, call the experts at Ruts with over 50 years of experience. Look at Concordia in that first half of action. There's another pepper that landed. Anyway, first down, 16 for Concordia in the first half. They rushed the football 20 times for 69 yards. Their quarterback, Gideon Stark, was 16 of 34. He threw for 154, one touchdown, but he had 3 interceptions officially in that first half. So 54 offensive plays and 223 yards for this Bulldog offense. Looking on down the line, 2 punts for 52 yards and penalties, 5 of them for 34 yards in the first half. Time of possession for Concordia, 15:40 in the first half. We give you Stark's numbers. Rushing the football, their leader is Calvin Sassaman, 6 carries and 28 yards. Adam Van Cleve, 7 for 27 yards. Leading receiver is that dude again, that number 2, Adam Van Cleve, 9 catches, 96 yards. He's had a field day out on the edges against this Bronco defense. Next to him is not much, not a lot receiving yards. Max Bartles with a couple for 21 yards. For Hastings in the first half, the Broncos with just 4 first downs in the first half. They rushed it 14 times for just 23 yards. Carson's numbers, 6 of 18 passing, 54 yards. So 32 offensive plays and 77 yards for Hastings in the first half. Hastings has punted 7 times for an average of 40 yards. So Shaw not too bad here today. He got us out of a hole down here right at the end of the second quarter. Penalties today, another problem. 7 of them for 47 yards in the football game. The Broncos with 13:39 time of possession. The Broncos are only 2 of 11 on third downs here today in the football game. We give you Carson's passing numbers. Boy, the 2 guys that usually are racking up big numbers, Armbruster and Merriman. Armbruster with 7 carries and just 18 yards. Merriman with 3 carries and 8 yards. Leading receiver, Jake Weidiger with 2 receptions, 25 yards. And Quason Hill with 1 for 14 yards. They ruled that a forward pass on that little reverse shovel pass. So that was a good for 14 yards. Nappy, 2 catches and 12 yards. Leading the way defensively for Hastings, Jake Lambert with a huge half. Jake counted for 13 total tackles in that first half. Solo for Bargan was 5. Lambert had 5 solo tackles in that first half, and then Dawson Kissinger with 9 total tackles. But again, Hastings just fortunate to be 6 points down in this football game.
All right, I got the answer to your question. Hastings' offense has gone 7 quarters without scoring a touchdown. The last time we scored a touchdown was in the third quarter of the Morningside game. We went the entire game at Orange City, obviously, without scoring a touchdown. We go 2 quarters here without the offense scoring a touchdown. So we have gone 7 quarters without scoring a touchdown on offense.
I knew that it had been a while because we do these games, and we just haven't had a lot to cheer about offensively with the Bronco offense. They have just really struggled. The injury to Jarrett Sinek hasn't helped things out at all. Sinek on the sidelines, out for the season. You don't want to ever stir anything up, but behind Carson is freshman Tucker Sinek. So I don't know what the thoughts are, but obviously Carson's numbers, 6 of 18, 54 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions in that first half. And again, if you're going to complete some balls, you got to have some protection, but you've got to be able to hit your receivers down there. And one thing that's really just I've noticed here in the last few weeks, when you've got a third and long or third and mid, you've got to know where the stakes are. You've got to get Nappy down here, Randy's pattern, a yard shy. He would have made the first down, but instead he was short, so it was 4th and 1. They had to punt the football away. So it's just offensively, our mind is not into it. Hopefully they can shake some things free down there in the locker room here at halftime. But, boy, Concordia has really given us a gift here with just a 13-7 lead at half.
All right, we'll get you some scores. First of all, men's basketball. The exhibition game in Lincoln, Nebraska beats BYU today by a score of 90-89. BYU is ranked number 8 in the preseason poll. So the Huskers beat BYU 90-89 in that exhibition game in Lincoln. Nebraska will have another exhibition game next week. They'll play Midland University next week. So Nebraska picks up a 90-89 win in their exhibition opener here this afternoon.
I heard you when I was pulling into the stadium. You know you're getting later on in the year when you got Kent Pavelka on the radio. He's the play-by-play announcer for Nebraska. He was on there with his new man to his side, and, they were talking about exhibition basketball, and then they said that they would have another game against Midland. And I knew the sports guy you are with the GPAC. You already knew that. But anyway, basketball season already upon us.
Yeah, the Hastings College men and women will start their seasons next Friday night. Some other games going on in the GPAC for football today. Morningside and Northwestern, they're playing in Orange City today. They got about 13 and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. That game is tied at 7 points apiece. Briar Cliff is playing in Fremont today against Midland. Midland 21 and Briar Cliff nothing. Concordia has got the 13-7 lead here over Hastings College. The Hastings College women's and men's soccer teams, they are on the road today as they're going to be playing in Orange City against Northwestern. The volleyball team will get started here at 3 o'clock as they're playing at Morningside here this afternoon. You're listening to the halftime show. Again, it's a 13-7 ball game. Concordia with the lead. We'll have more after this. You're listening to Bronco Football.
Family Medical Center of Hastings is the place to go for all your healthcare needs. Their team is trained to treat the whole person regardless of age. They provide a wide range of medical care, including acute care, routine health screenings, and treatment of chronic conditions. They're dedicated to providing you with the best care in the most cost-effective manner. Family Medical Center, as an independent clinic, has served the community for over 65 years. Your family's home for healthcare. 1021 West 14th Street. Proud to support all area student-athletes.
Again, the Nebraska football team, they lost last night to Minnesota by the score of 24-6. Nebraska now 5-2 on the season. They were held to a season-low 213 yards in that ball game. So Nebraska 5-2 in the season. They will host Northwestern coming up next Saturday. The Nebraska volleyball team, they swept Michigan State last night. Scores of 25-15, 25-18, 25-20. Harper Murray had 13 kills for the Huskers. Nebraska now 17-0 on the season. They are 7-0 in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. They're 7-0 in the Big Ten Conference. They'll play Michigan coming up on Sunday at 1 o'clock. In high school football from last night, Hastings High beat Lexington by the score of 13-12. The Tigers now 2-6 on the season. They will play at Gering next Friday night. Lincoln Christian, they beat Adams Central by the score of 28-20. The Patriots are now 2-6 on the season. They will host Milford coming up on Friday night. Donovan Trumbull beats Hastings St. Cecilia last night by a score of 24-7. The Hawks are now 1-7 on the season. They will host Fillmore Central coming up on Thursday. Again, we're at halftime here. Hastings College is trailing the Concordia Bulldogs by the score of 13-7. Got the second half just straight ahead. Marcus Metcalf is awaiting Patrick Daverco, the head coach for the Concordia Bulldogs, as Concordia just now making their way out of the locker room here at halftime. So a 13-7 ball game. Hastings again has gone 7 quarters without scoring a touchdown in a football game, as the Bronco defense has kept us in games last week and again this afternoon, Jimmy. As let's head down quickly down to the sidelines with Marcus Metcalf. Marcus?
Well, Coach, what was kind of the message there you guys were sending there in that first half after kind of give that pick six kind of late there in that first half there?
Yeah, the thing that we got to do right now is it's us versus us. We're getting in our own way. Once we get that fixed, then we can move forward from there. But until we do our individual jobs better on the basic stuff, then there's no coaching point beyond that right now. You got to crawl before you can walk and walk before you run.
What was kind of making your slants and your screen game we were working in there in that first half?
I don't know, leverage. I think they were just giving us some good angles, and so we were taking them.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Patrick Daberco, the head coach for the Concordia Bulldogs. So good stuff at halftime. We've got the second half coming up. Hastings is trailing Concordia 13-7. That's the halftime show. Second half coming up on Extreme Sports.
The halftime show has been brought to you by Family Medical Center of Hastings, your family's home for healthcare since 1963. Stay tuned. The second half is coming up on your exclusive home for Bronco Sports, Extreme Sports.
For all of your professional, residential, and commercial cleaning services, call the trusted experts at B&B Cleaning Pros of Hastings. They have been in business for over 4 years, delivering professional services one clean at a time. Reclaim your time and enjoy a healthier, fresher home with a call to B&B Cleaning Pros. Their meticulous cleaning professionals handle everything from routine upkeep to intensive deep cleans, tailored perfectly to your schedule and needs. They focus on kitchens, bathrooms, high traffic areas, dust removal, and floor care. Give them a call at 402-519-4602. Stop in at 123 North Lexington in Hastings, or visit them at bnbcleaningpros.com.
What is Mammoth? Excellent question. Mammoth is everything you need it to be. On paper, Mammoth is a modern master build firm dedicated to building the places where passion and community collide. We consult, create, and construct projects of every size. We are makers, movers, machine operators, artists, innovators, competitors, and builders. And there's nothing we can't do together. And builders. And there's nothing we can't do together.
You are locked in to Extreme Sports. Let's get back to the action with Mike Will and Jimmy Purcell.
All right, we're back here at the Osborne Sports Complex. Lloyd Wilson Field, 13-7 is the score. Concordia's got the lead, and the Broncos will have to tear up here to begin the second half.
Well, and you go back to that Morningside game where we scored 31 points. That's against a real good football team. And for us not to score since that football game is mind-boggling. And I knew sitting here it had to be a while since we have scored a touchdown offensively. So I don't know what adjustments they're going to make. Hopefully it's try to get the hands in our receivers. Carson's had some time to throw the football. Again, the wind blowing strong. Carson, you're going to have somebody hold that. He'll get Sam All to come in from his wing position. He's on the special teams here for Hastings. But we've just got to I like Patrick Daberco's halftime interview. They've got to get out of their own road. Each guy is accountable, and they've got a job to do, and they've got to do it much better as they squib it down along the ground, picked up by an up man at the 28-yard line.
He gets it to about the 35. That's where Concordia will start here in the second half. I think that's the message for both teams, Jimmy. You got just each guy has got to do their thing here.
Well, it's 11 on 11, but when you're out there offensively and defensively, the receivers got patterns to run. You've got to run the right patterns. If you're running back, you've got to follow. You got to know where the opening and the seams are going to be. It's just that really was a great answer that he had. He's a great coach. He's flipped this program around in several years. So Concordia back out on offense here at the 35-yard line.
Gideon Stark is going to hand the ball away, sliding through there, 40, 45 across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Let's go back down to the Hastings sideline with Marcus Metcalf.
Yeah, guys, you mentioned it earlier about Jared Sinek earlier. I just talked to him right before we came out of the break for the second half. I found out it's just the MCL tear that he had, and he's going to have no surgery.
Wow, so that's good news there. That's some late-breaking news there. No surgery for our quarterback.
Yeah, because we talked to him up in Orange City. I just had my knee done a couple of weeks prior to that, and he had indicated that he was going to have it done. That's great news.
Here's a pass that's going to be caught here to the 40-yard line. Make note of that. We'll talk with Matt on the postgame about that. Maybe a possible return for Jared Sinek maybe later on this season. He was bouncing around on the sidelines earlier this afternoon when we got here. There's another pass play. It's going to be caught by Van Cleve out of bounds. Jared Sinek injured. We thought it was a season-ending injury. Now, according to Marcus, no surgery was necessary, and he didn't look bad today as he was running around on the sideline.
Oh, I tell you what, he's got a lot of energy down there, but a lot of energy here is this Concordia offense. They're moving right down the field on our defense, and boy, what a great play there by Dawson Kissinger as they handed the ball off to Van Cleve and takes it off right side. Dawson just kind of reaches up with his left arm and knocks him to the ground. He had room over here in front of the Bronco bench, knocks him down, no gain, third down, and about 3 yards to go. Play clock is behind us on the yardage.
Here's a pass that's going to be caught right at the first down stakes there. Down at the 27-yard line, their big tight end, and Maddox Reicherston the senior from Gothenburg, hauling in the ball there. They got to the first down stakes down here at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Dogs, moving left to right, north to south here in this third quarter of play. There's a pass down the far sideline. It is going to be caught down there at the 2-yard line. Max Bartles hauls the ball in for a Concordia. They're going to spot the ball at the 1-yard line of Hastings.
Great catch there by Bartles. He made a move on the, I think that was Mendoza on the far side of the field and got loose, and then he had his body spun around, or he'd have taken that in for 6. Now they're going to blow this one dead. No touchdown. Line judge on this near side is going to blow this dead.
Van Cleve took it into the end zone for Concordia. But again, penalty flag down here as the line judge is going to come out and talk with the white cap here.
Offside, number 98 defense.
Wow.
That penalty is declined. Results of play is a touchdown.
All right, the Broncos are going to be offsides. David Lopez jumping offsides, and it's going to be a 1-yard touchdown run.
Talk about accountability. There it is. Your defensive line, you've got to know where the football is, and when it moves, you move. You can't be jumping ahead. That is the 5th offsides penalty against Hastings, 9th penalty officially of the day, and now the PAT, it's down. It is up, and it is good. And just like that, our defense has played such a good football game. They've allowed Concordia, that averages a lot per game, to go right down the field and tack on a touchdown here. 20-7 now, Concordia against ahead of Hastings.
12:41
Mary Lanning picks out people that are going to help support our mission and our values here at Mary Lanning. They want to recruit people that are continue to make us a strong organization and continue to provide that exceptional patient care.
There are people all around me constantly to support me in my personal life, but also in my career. People are always advocating for me to grow and to learn.
We're 2 sisters here that believe in Mary Lanning and the mission and values here, and we're going to continue to support this community for as long as we can. We're going to continue to support this community for as long as we can.
You are listening to Hastings College on Extreme Sports.
That pass deflected in the air and it's intercepted.
With Mike Will.
Along with Jimmy Purcell, Marcus Metcalf back here at Lloyd Wilson Field. Is now a 20-7 ball game. Hastings is trailing in the ball game as Concordia comes out here in the second half. Eat plays 65 yards. They stick her in the end zone. And now the sputtering Etzel, the Hastings College offense, will come out here in the third period.
Well, we talked about Concordia's high-octane offense not averaging up close to where they were. Well, they are now. Over 300 yards of total offense coming in the game, averaging, 438 of total offense. And Hastings, 76 yards in the first half, and here they come out. We've got the same personnel. Didn't know if we'd make a change anywhere across the front or with any of the starting 11, but here we are, 1st and 10, 25-yard line for Hastings.
Here's Armbruster. He's going to try to get to the sideline, and Armbruster is going to be snowed under back here at the 24-yard line. A loss of a yard in the play. Deegan Barnes is in on the stop. I haven't seen if Carson Fellhofer is back in the lineup or not. I don't think he is. Number 93, I don't see him out there. He was injured in the first half of play for Concordia, and it didn't look like he was going to come back. That was a huge blow for the Concordia defense. I thought Hastings might be able to do some things with him on the sideline, but, boy, we haven't been able to do it today. There's a pass that's going to be caught, nearly intercepted. Weidiger pulls the ball in for the Broncos up here at the 28-yard line. Short gain. Deegan Barnes again into the stop for Concordia. So a couple of quick plays there, and we get about 4 yards. So Hastings looking at third down at about 6 yards to go. The nose of the football right at the 30-yard line.
Fellhofer sitting on the training table with crutches around, so you hope that isn't a season-ending injury for him. Let's go back to the offensive play. Third catch for Weidiger in the football game. Big day for him. Picks up about 6 yards. Good pass by Carson, jamming that in there. Now, very important third down, 3rd and 5, and that don't look good from the get-go.
Carson drops the ball. He picks it up. Now he's going to run. He's going to have the first down across the 40, out to the 43-yard line. First down, Broncos. Yeah, Carson again for the second time today. He drops the snap. He had to pick up the ball off of the turf and then scrambles for the first down. They will move the 6. A great job there by Carson Kalachek.
Yeah, just keeping his cool, picking up the football, because, at that point in time, the timing's thrown off. You can't run anything that you'd called in the huddle, and you hope that the pressure isn't intense, that you can at least get out of there, and he does. He picks up a nice gain, and now he'll hand it off to Armbruster off right side. Boy, those guys have just been shackled all day long. Both players totaling 26 yards in the first half of action. He takes it off right side, picks up we'll call it 3 off right side. We just haven't been able to get a seam. And you talked to Matt at pregame. He thought maybe they could get outside and do some damage. We have done that against some teams with our offense, with our running attack. We have not been able to do that today. We have had a terrible time getting to the outside with either Merriman and Armbruster.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Hastings with the ball on their own 46. Trailing in the ball game by a score of 20-7. There's a running play. That's a Lichtleiter into the ball game now for Hastings. Brady Lichtenberg. I was trying to pull that out from a couple of weeks ago. He was, he had that one game. He had 8 rushes, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Then he got injured during practice, and we haven't heard a lot from him. And I did bring him up in our meeting during the week with the coaches. Say, where's Lichtenberg been? He's been injured. He expected him to play today. Well, right there's a carry for him.
Yeah,
Brady Lichtenberg from Windsor, Colorado.
First carry, loss of 2. Now 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 9 from the 44.
All right, we're underway here in the second half. 9.5 to play here in the third. Kalachek wanted to throw. He pulls it back down. Now he scrambles, and he's going to be wrestled out of bounds and flung into the Concordia bench, and we'll have to punt the football away.
Tell you how windy it is. I thought that was a helmet for a minute. It's not. It's a dog bowl.
A dog bowl?
It is a dog bowl.
Do we have?
Well, they're the Bulldogs.
I know, but I haven't seen a real bulldog over there.
Well, I don't know, but that was a plastic dog dish that was blowing across the north end of the field. Concordia picked it up and they took it over their sidelines. That's their dog bowl.
Well, okay. Now I'm looking for a dog. I love dogs. Now I'm looking for a dog. There's a punt that was nearly blocked. It's going to bounce at the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Yeah, I don't see a live bulldog over there, but I think you're right. A dog dish come blowing out into the field.
Teams have different things. They've got things they bring on the field. Hastings brings a sledgehammer. I think that's saying that they're coming to work. And maybe teams have a simulated dog area over by their locker room. I don't know, but that's the area that it come blowing from. They get it pulled in, and now as we get back to action here, Carson had a run off of right side after he looked downfield, couldn't find anybody down there. No gain. They get the punt away. Shaw nearly had that one blocked. And Hastings has a guy back there. They'll down it at the 25-yard line. So with 8:47 left to go, 20-7 Bulldogs. Boy, Hastings again sputtering offensively and defensively. Let's hope we can come up with a stop here or we're in trouble.
Gideon Stark is going to hand the ball away. It's Van Cleve again. Van Cleve angles right side, and he's going to be dropped in a play by Dawson Kissinger. 8:39 remaining here in the third quarter. Clock is running. It's 20-7. Hastings is trailing here in the ball game. We'll get down to Marcus here after this play. As Gideon Stark has got wide receivers left and right here on this 2nd and 11. Man comes in motion. The ball's on the 24-yard line. They hand the ball away to Van Cleve, and this time he's going to be stacked up, maybe a yard or two, and it's going to bring up a third down. Marcus down the sideline.
Yeah, guys, I think it was one of those plastic trays that you put beverage on like a vendor would have. That's what it was, actually, guys.
All right, it was. All right, it looked like a dog bowl.
Go get that, fill it with beverages, and get her up here to our broadcasting facility. A gain of 2, 3rd down, and about 8 here for Concordia.
Here's a Gideon Stark. His pass across the middle is going to be broken up over there. Nice play by Gio Mendoza for the Broncos, denying that ball. And Concordia goes 3 plays now. It's hip, hip, hooray for our defense here, Jimmy, keeping us in the ball game.
Yep, they're going to be the reason if we come back and win this game. The defense it's hanging on their shoulders again. So now Hastings should get pretty decent field position, even though Concordia will be punting with the wind at their back. It's going to be Marsh and Butler back deep here for Hastings.
They will stand inside their 30-yard line. Winds continue to gust out of the north today, expected to pick up throughout the afternoon. They are gusting right now. Look at the flags of the end zone. Here comes the kick. high in the air, a high spiraling kick. Hastings will grab it. Marsh at the 17-yard line. Back to the center of the field. He's got some room. 20, 25, 30. Marsh is at the 35, and he is knocked down. And no, he's still on his feet. And Marsh is finally brought down here as he brings the ball across the 30. And a late penalty flag comes in from, now we're going to have.
Now we got troubles.
We got troubles here on the sidelines.
There's another punch right there. Another penalty flag. That was a punch. Matt's trying to get his guys all dialed in. Oh, I tell you, these teams get together. There's usually some rough blood, and that was the case. I think that was Wyatt Ryan down here blocking, and he blocked the guy right into Colton Marsh. He had all kinds of ground over here to run, and now it's going to take forever to sort this out. There could be 2-3 penalties.
All right, that happened right in front of Marcus down there on the sideline. Marcus, what'd you see down there?
Yeah, guys, it's crazy down here. I think we're going to have a late hit here on the sideline. And, I saw a couple fists being thrown, so we might get some punches here. We might see some ejections.
All right, so a little skirmish, it kind of breaks out here. And now the officials will have to sort this thing out.
Play. With a personal foul, face mask, on defense, number 0. After the play, we're not sportsmanlike on number 4.
All right, we're not getting a lot of that from Mr. Microphone, but it looks like a face mask call on Concordia. Then after the play, a unsportsmanlike conduct call on Concordia. So we're going to march the ball the other way here. No fouls called on Hastings.
Yeah, and I didn't see with the punch that was thrown down on the field. I would look at the roster, but I'll never get it even with cheaters, as small as the writing is. But he threw a open hand into the face mask of a Bronco player. Don't know whether he was just on the sidelines or who it exactly was, but I didn't see an ejection call from the Whitecap. So now Hastings, boy, I tell you what, you don't take advantage of this, you are in trouble. Hastings all the way down to the Concordia 37-yard line after that series of penalties.
All right, we got 6-something in the end zone. Here's the Klotchik again, picks up the ball off of the turf, and now he throws it to the far side, and it's out of bounds. Jaden Lagunas, I didn't mention this earlier, but Lagunas was not expected to play today. He was our original center, so he may not be out there today. We'll double-check that. And a backup center is out there for the Broncos, so that might be some of the problems that we're having with some snaps coming back to the quarterback.
Well, Lagunas is out there, and if that's been him most of the day, he's had an off day, unless it's a hand injury. That was an awful snap there. Went down to the left side of Carson, and then he was lucky just to get out of there and throw it out of bounds. But again, it's just mistakes, and little things like this should just inhibit your chance to even move the football downfield. Second along here for Hastings.
Yeah, I think you're right. Lagunas is in there at the center. It was going to be a game-time decision on whether or not he was going to play. Evidently, he's in there, so you can scratch that excuse off for the bad snaps. Here's Kalachek. He wants to throw. He's under pressure. He just throws that ball across the middle. He was feeling it.
Yeah,
off of the edge there.
Yeah, he had a guy coming from the left side of that defensive formation, and he could see it with his peripheral vision. And then he just tried to dump it off. And then again, Merriman right there had room out in the open field. That's where Concordia has been their bread and butter all day, has been able to get yards off short passes. There could have been an opportunity, but hits him in the hands, falls to turf. Now third down and long for Hastings.
7:18 to play in the third quarter. Concordia 20, Hastings 7, but the Broncos in Concordia territory here. Down here at the 37-yard line. Trips out wide right. Man goes in motion to the far side. Kalachek drops back to throw, sets up a little screen. It's going to be caught here at the 35. On his feet to the 30, to the 25, down to the 23-yard line. That is Eli Nappy on the reception there for the Broncos, and he picks up the first down. Nice bit of running there after the catch by Eli Nappy.
That was all Eli Nappy. He caught that in the middle of a bunch of Bulldogs and was able to break free. Just confusing. The linemen are supposed to allow their guy through and then block downfield. No one did. Nappy made that happen himself with his feet. 15-yard gain. First down, Broncos.
Here's a Kalachek. He wants to throw again. Moves to his right. Fires back the other way. It's going to be caught here by Bargan at the 20. Down to the 15. Down close to the 10-yard line. Jake Bargan, the big old tight end for the Broncos, a senior out of Utica, finally run out of bounds over here by Jaden Sear, a senior out of Kearney Catholic, a former star playing for the Concordia defense.
Bargan gets his second catch of the game for 14 yards, and that was a good one. They're just a crossing pattern. Again, you don't have to throw the ball deep. Make it effective. Get it into the hands of your playmakers and let them run. Bargan's a big target. He can run over guys, as he did. He picks up enough yardage for the first down. Now they've got a 1st and goal at the Bulldog 9-yard line.
Backing up is Kolachek. Kolachek is going to run the ball. He's at the 10-yard line. Kolachek is decked down at the 5. Yeah, if you can't run the football, Jimmy, go to a short passing game. We've proven through the first 3 quarters that we can't run the ball against this Concordia defense.
No, we have not been able to spring anything, and so just get it into the hands. You don't need to throw a ball 20 yards downfield. Whether 2 or 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Get it in the hands of your receivers, your running backs out on the edge, and let them run. Try to run over some guys. That's how we've been able to move the football downfield. 2 consecutive plays. We have picked up 27 yards on 2 short passes, and then Carson there seen an opening in the middle, and lucky he didn't get his head taken off again. 5-yard gain, 2nd down, and goal for Hastings.
Carson with the ball. He's going to fire it nearly intercepted at the 2-yard line. Trying to force the ball in here down on the sideline again to a Bargan, and the ball nearly intercepted at the 2.
Well, now we look at a 3rd down and goal, and you're obviously in 4-down territory down here. With the wind, it would be a tough kick at best. Hopefully we don't have to worry about it here on 3rd down, but again, we'll wait for the play to be signaled in. But again, that snap was off to the left side of Carson. He had to turn his body to get it. Every little movement that you make that's out of ordinary takes you out of timing. It takes you out of the play that you called. Carson talking to Armbruster off the right side there. We'll see what's dialed up. Couple of wide receivers for Hastings off the right side.
So it's a 3rd down. Kolachek wants to throw. Here comes the pressure. Carson is flush. He throws the ball. It's going to be caught for the touchdown. Caught for the touchdown, Jake Bargan.
Bargan from 6 yards out. He started on the left side of the formation in the traditional tight end formation, just ran to the goal line and down. Carson was in trouble. He was looking for help, and here come Bargan right across the middle of the field, hits him in stride, and big Jake gets his 3rd catch of the day, and whoa, what a big one. 6-yard touchdown. Wilmot in for the PAT.
It's now a 20-13 ball game. Concordia with the lead. Hastings looking for the point after touchdown. Wilmot in there against the win. Here comes the extra point. It is up there right through the pipes, and the Broncos are back into the game here in the second half. The first touchdown scored by the Hastings College offense in more than 7 quarters. We get it here with 5 minutes and 11 seconds to play in quarter number 3. It's now Concordia 20, Hastings College 14. You're listening to exclusive.
Did someone say ice cream? It's time to chill out this summer and make your favorite Dairylicious dream come true. Whether you are craving ice cream, yogurt, cottage cheese, tangy dips, or all of the above, Highland is bringing the savings to satisfy those cravings guilt-free. Visit highlanddairy.com/savings to scoop up coupons, try new recipes, and spin for a chance to win fun prizes. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
You are listening to Hastings College on Extreme Sports.
That pass deflected in the air, it's intercepted.
With Mike Will.
Along with Jimmy Purcell, Marcus Metcalf down on the Hastings sidelines. 20-14 the score now. The Dogs have the lead over the Broncos.
Hard to believe this one. First touchdown reception for Bargan on the season. I had to look at mine and look onto your seat. He's got 17 receptions now on the season. 3 of them here today, 20 yards. And if you're going to pick a time to have one, break the drought offensively. And Hastings into the football here, squibs it along the ground into the wind.
30, 35 to the 40 on the return. Still on his feet up to around the 44, 45-yard line. So that's where the Dogs will start. Yeah, you squib it along the ground to keep it out of the wind, but you also give up field position here.
Yeah, you give up the better part of 20, 25 yards here. And with the wind at the back, that gives a big advantage. Of course, it really hasn't bothered Concordia here today. They've scored into the wind and with the wind. really hadn't affected anything here as the offense for Concordia trots out onto the field with 5:03 left to go here in the third quarter. 20-14 Bulldogs.
All right, wide receivers left and right. Here's a pass across the middle. It's going to be caught there across the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. Marcus Dustin into the stop for the Broncos. So Concordia quickly up to the line of scrimmage here. They got it at the Hastings 38. Gideon Stark, he backs up. He throws it near side, and it's going to be in and out of the hands of his intended receiver over here in Max Bartles.
Well, I tell you, I don't mind the adrenaline and the intensity of a defensive player when you make a jarring hit and knock the football loose, but you've got to be careful. These officials are watching for chipping us right now with the altercation we had earlier in this quarter, and that they kept the Hastings guys away. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10, ball at the 46-yard line.
Gideon Stark, there's a pass that's going to be caught there at the 35 to the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Tackle made downfield by Sam All.
$218 yards unofficially off the arm of the big quarterback in Stark. Another first down.
There's a pass to the far side, caught there, down the sideline, 20, 15, down to the 10, down to the 8-yard line before he is finally brought down. So the Dogs moving the ball right down the field here against the Broncos. That pass completion goes to Johnny Pells. So Concordia in quick fashion has moved the ball into the Bronco red zone. Running play there, the Van Cleve, as he takes the ball down to the 3-yard line. 2nd down and goal. The tackle made by Jake Lambert of the Broncos. This hurry-up offense has got the defense back on their heels now.
Yeah, and another first down run there to make it or not a first down run, but a gain of about 5 yards across the 5-yard line.
Van Cleve again gets the carry down to about the 2. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down situation. 20-14 is the score. We're in the third quarter with 3:25 to play here in the period.
I'd like to say we could afford to give up a field goal here, but with the way our offense has really been playing today, we can really ill afford to give up any points down here.
Here's Gideon Stark, backs up. Here comes the pressure. Stark rolls right. He throws the ball, and it's going to be incomplete. Ooh. Threw it behind Max Reckerston, the tight end. That maybe should have been caught, but the pass was thrown kind of behind him there. And now here comes, is this the field goal unit coming on?
Yep. We're gonna see a field goal attempt, but yeah, he had him open in the end zone as he was rolling to the near side of the field. Just threw that behind him. Again, the quarterback Stark is not going to hurt us with his legs. You can see that he's more of a traditional pocket passer. But here is the field goal attempt at 3:07 left to go in the third quarter.
Peyton Atwood comes back out, 20-yarder. Ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick goes up there. It's through the pipes. It is good. So the field goal is good, but I think a little bit of a victory for the Broncos. They hold them to just 3 points here. We got 3:07 to play in the third quarter. It's now Concordia 23, Hastings 14. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Broncos.
What is Mammoth? Excellent question. Mammoth is everything you need it to be. On paper, Mammoth is a modern master build firm dedicated to building the places where passion and community collide. We consult, create, and construct projects of every size. We are makers, movers, machine operators, artists, innovators, competitors, and builders. And there's nothing we can't do together. Competitors, and builders. And there's nothing we can't do together.
You are locked in to Extreme Sports. Let's get back to the action with Mike Will and Jimmy Purcell.
All right, back here at Lloyd Wilson Field is a 23-14 ball game. Concordia with a lead as they drill their kick through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Broncos will have the ball. The Concordia drive 8 plays, 54 yards. They get a 20-yard field goal from Peyton Atwood to give the Dogs now a 9-point advantage. It's 23-14.
Well, and yeah, hats off to the defense for keeping them out of the end zone because they've been frequent flyers into that area all day long here today. But again, you squib the kick. We talked about that. You squib the kickoff, and you're going to give them good field position, and they made you pay for it. So now we'll see what the offense does. 3:04 left to go. You're going into this stiff breeze. We've seen some life out of the offense with short passes. We've talked about that most of the day. We'll see if they elect to keep that thought process going here on this drive.
So Hastings with the ball here. Here's a pass that's going to be incomplete.
You got to catch
the hands of the intended receiver and Cooper Butler.
Yeah, Cooper had a chance to make a play there. He had some blockers out in front of him, but again, drops that one down to the turf. Pops is going to have a long talk with him. I hope we're there when father-son has their little post-game. I think we need to.
I don't think we need to be there.
I think we need to. We'll grab another one of them hot sausages.
Oh, geez.
And we'll get right in on that. So
I still got most of my sausage over here.
I see that.
It's sizzling in my cup over here.
I tell you what, it'll melt that before long. 2nd down and 10 here from the 25 as Carson gets the snap.
He wants to set up a little pass across the middle. It's going to be a short gain as the pass goes to Nappy. I thought he was looking for a screen, but that was not a screen. It's a short pass to Nappy. Dylan Meyer drills Nappy as he catches the ball here at about the 28. So a pickup of 3. It's now 3rd down and 7 yards to go for the Broncos.
And here we are in that 3rd and long situation here for Hastings. Again, just nobody downfield. Give credit to this Concordia defense. They have not allowed Carson to throw a good deep ball here today. And that one there was underneath, and then they made Nappy pay.
Kolachek backs up again, fires one across the middle. It's going to be tipped and incomplete. Again, looking for Butler across the middle. Deegan Barnes was back there for Concordia. The ball was tipped. I thought maybe Coop would have a chance to grab it on the deflection, but he couldn't come up with it, and it's 4th down. 4th down for the Broncos and 7 yards to go. Ball is at their own 28-yard line. They'll have to punt the football away here with 2:19 to play in the 3rd quarter.
3 plays and out. That drive did not even take 1 minute off the clock as there's 2:19 left to go. Now we've got Shaw that has to punt into this stiff breeze, and he will get a good snap. And, they're going to fake it off the right side, and it's so good.
Blown up at the 24-yard line. Making a tackle over there on the edge was Deegan Barnes. So Hastings rolls the dice on special teams deep in their own territory, and they come up with the snake eyes here, Jimmy, as they are tackled on a attempted fake punt.
Well, they had 6 yards to go. They didn't even get that back to the original line of scrimmage. That was a loss of 1, and I wondered because there wasn't much of a rush. And when Shaw got the snap, it didn't appear that he was in a hurry, and by then they had already made the adjustments. So you roll the dice. Now you give them the short field with the wind at their back with 2:14. This could definitely be a dagger and start to put nails in some coffins here for the Broncos.
Gideon Stark backs up, pumps, and now his pass is going to be deflected here at the line of scrimmage. Deflected at the line of scrimmage by the Bronco defense. That's Brendan Nelson, I think, is the guy who got his hands on the ball up there on the defensive line.
That is the 41st pass attempt for Stark here today. I didn't add another sheet. I'll have to do that here at the break at the end of the 3rd quarter. And now we've got movement again, and the defensive line jumps. We'll see. I think this is going to go on the left guard for Concordia, but we'll see what they rule. We've had a tough time in the trenches here. Concordia is clapping.
Sides, number 94 defense. 6 lane to snap. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, it's offside. You can't hear the officials because of the windy conditions here, but it's offsides on Hastings.
10 penalties in the game for Hastings, and almost half of those I should have been keeping tabs on them, but we have been very non-disciplined down in the trenches here today. That is just a simple case of watching the ball move, fellas, and they hit us again with an offsides.
Van Cleve with the ball to the 20-yard line. No gain in the play. Winds, I just checked, Jimmy, winds are blowing now out of the north at 25 miles per hour. And they expect the winds to pick up throughout the afternoon, maybe some gusto around 45 today. So the winds continue to be a factor in this ball game for the 2nd straight game for us.
You put your spicy sausage on the edge of the window, it'll whip it out of this booth. You won't have to worry about eating it.
Third down and 6 yards to go. Here's Stark. His pass across the middle is going to be incomplete. Looking for the penalty flag. I don't see one. Nice play there by the Broncos secondary.
Yeah, great play defensively. I didn't get a number of the defender down there, but he got there right as the ball was arriving. So perfectly timed play. And now they'll bring in their field goal kicker. So, again, the Bronco defense holds to keep them out of the end zone. But because of the fake punt, we give them a short field. They could get 3 more added here to the tally.
1:34 to play in the third. This is a 37-yard field goal attempt. Ball is down. Kick is up there, and that one is going to be good. It just slices in there off of the just inside the right upright. So a 37-yard field goal is good. Hastings holds the Dogs again to just the 3 points here. 1 minute and 34 seconds to play. It's now a 2-possession ball game. Concordia 26, Hastings 14. You're listening to exclusive coverage of
Mary Lanning picks out people that are going to help support our mission and our values here at Mary Lanning. They want to recruit people that are continue to make us a strong organization and continue to provide that exceptional patient care.
There are people all around me constantly to support me in my personal life, but also in my career. People are always advocating for me to grow and to learn.
We're 2 sisters here that believe in Mary Lanning and the mission and values here, and we're going to continue to support this community for as long as we can.
Hi, this is Terry Anstein, President, 5 Points Bank of Hastings. On behalf of our shareholders, directors, and staff, I would like to thank all of our great customers for helping us become the fastest growing bank in Hastings. I would also like to invite everyone in the Hastings area to stop in and visit with one of our bankers and learn how we can be your bank for the long run. Locally owned, locally managed, 5 Points Bank, the better bank. Member FDIC.
At High Street Insurance and Financial Services, we are agents of change. We believe life is full of new opportunities, and we guide you forward with strength and confidence so together we can build stronger, more resilient communities, illuminating the path ahead, where opportunities are always within reach. We do it for all our futures. High Street Insurance and Financial Services, located at 3606 Cimarron Plaza, Suite 280 in Hastings. Cimarron Plaza, Suite 280 in Hastings.
You are locked in to Extreme Sports. Let's get back to the action with Mike Will and Jimmy Purcell.
All right, we start the fourth quarter here. It's a 26-14 ball game. Hastings is trailing Concordia. Hastings with the ball. Kalachek stands in the pocket, throws the ball down the left sideline. Oh, it's nearly caught down there in the end zone on the far sideline, off of the fingertips of the intended receiver down there. Out there for the Broncos was Quayshawn Hill.
Boy, and they brought Nappy in motion from this side of the field to the other side. Nappy was standing at the 30-yard line all alone, not a guy around him. And I understand trying to hit on the big ball, but not to throw it over there. Nappy could have got a good 8 to 10 yards on that play. And now we've got another penalty flag. Ineligible receiver downfield. For Hastings, I've got him for 11 penalties in this football game. Get you some numbers here in a minute, but Mike, Concordia has run 71 offensive plays through 3 quarters.
That's a lot.
That is a bunch.
So just underway here in the fourth quarter. Hastings is trailing in the ball game 26-14 with a penalty to bring the ball back here to the 35.
Obviously, I've missed 4. They've run 75 on the official stats. I'll get them here in a minute.
All right, here's Carson with the ball. He backs up. Here comes the pressure. A little screen pass is sent up there. Bargan with the ball at the 30. Bargan at the 25. Bargan takes the ball down to the 21-yard line. Very, very close to a first down. The tackle is made by Dalen Henson, the senior out of Pearland, Texas, for the Concordia Bulldogs.
4th catch for Bargo here in the game. Good for 12 yards. 4 catches, 34 yards for the big man. And nearly picks up the first down, second down, and about 3.
Running play for the Broncos. Armbruster back in there at the 20. Breaks loose, gets it across the 16, down to the 15-yard line. A first down for the Broncos. Henson again, and it'll stop here for the Concordia Bulldogs. Clock is running, 14-10 remaining. Fourth quarter, 26-14. Concordia with a lead.
Stats are brought to you by Ruts Heating and Air, your number one source for residential and commercial HVAC services in Hastings. Total numbers for Hastings through 3 quarters, 160, 340 for Concordia. I'll get you a breakdown here in a minute.
Kalachek fakes the pitch. He backs up, surveys the field, throws the ball. It's going to be incomplete.
Boy, and that was lucky. Nappy pushed off down there about 2 yards deep in the end zone. If he would have caught that, whether they would have thrown the flag. Yeah, very impressive for Concordia. They've rushed it 29 times for 93. They've thrown for 247, so 340 of total offense on 75 offensive plays here in the through 3 quarters. Hastings has run it for 48 yards. They've thrown for 112, so 53 offensive plays for the Broncos and 160 yards. So Hastings now looks at a second down and 10, ball at the 15-yard line. Still within reach here, just trailing by 12 points.
Need some points on the board here, gang. Here's a Kalachek face, rolls left side. Kalachek holds it, throws it, incomplete. Throws it out of bounds. So, all the receivers locked up. I was watching downfield, but they were pretty well locked up. Carson doesn't want to make a mistake down here. Throws the ball out of bounds. So now it's a third down, 10 yards to go. The ball is still at the 15-yard line. So the play will be signaled in here off of the near side.
Carson's numbers through 3 quarters, 12 of 30 passing, 112 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception. His counterpart, Gideon Stark, 23 of 46, 247. Active day, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. We've been in the right spot on Stark here today.
3rd and 10 for the Broncos at the 15. There's another penalty flag. Illegal procedure on the Broncos is going to be the call. So penalty, what is that, penalty number 12 on Hastings now?
Yeah, we'll get you the official ones here for Hastings in the game. Penalties, I think they've missed 1 or 2 down the line. We've had 2 here, so that's 10 officially is where they're at on Hastings. 8 for Concordia in the football game. I was just looking at time of possession. It's really pretty even for as many plays as Concordia has run today.
All right, so now it's a 3rd down and 15 yards to go. The ball is at the 20-yard line. Carson backs up again. He throws it. It's going to be intercepted at the goal line. Back to the 5, 10, 15 to the 17-yard line. Ball is intercepted at the goal line. Picked off there by the Concordia defensive secondary. And coming up with the interception is number 30. And good luck on finding that on the roster.
Yeah, it's tough to read with all the numbers and names on there. I'm not sure where he was trying to go with the football.
Treven Weddle picked it off there for the Bulldogs.
I mean, that was just an easy pick at about the 2-yard line. Nobody around him. It's like you just threw it right to him. I am confused as Concordia will take over here with a firm grasp on this football game, 26-14. 13:30 left to go here in the game. Bronco defense has to rise up again.
Here's a Gideon Stark. He hands the ball away. Sweep around the right end as they bring it across the 20 to the 23-yard line. That's Van Cleve running the ball there for the Bulldogs.
Boy, Van Cleve, 16 carries, 51 yards. He's had 10 receptions, 104 yards. His all-purpose are incredible, over 160 yards today.
During 13 minutes to play now in the 4th quarter. Here's a Gideon Stark. He's going to change the play here at the line of scrimmage. A couple of wide receivers split out to the left side. Stark is going to hand the ball away across the 25 to the 28-yard line. That's Van Cleve again running the ball. Marcus Dustin in the stop for the Broncos on defense.
Boy, Concordia just continues to average. I wish they had this on the official stat sheet, what they've averaged per play, but it's got to be 4 to 5 yards every time they run a snap.
3rd down. If you weren't a graduate of Superior, you might be able to figure that out.
They never got into that.
No, you take the yards and you divide it by how many plays you've run.
That's graduate school.
There's a pass to the far sideline. It's going to be caught, but over there quickly for Hastings is Gio Mendoza. He's going to bring him down. I think Hastings will get the ball here. That's going to be the case. 4th down, they'll have to punt the football away. So you take the yards here.
Smarty pants, smarty pants.
Yeah, take it on your.
I was hoping they would have it
right in front of you.
Right in front of me, so I don't have to get my phone out.
Sometimes you've got to do the work. You get the total yards.
I guess so.
Divided by how many plays they've run.
4.5 yards. So I was about right on with my projection.
All right, so now we have a punt coming up here for the Dogs. Hastings will get the ball back, so that interception didn't hurt him, but Hastings will get her back here, and they will make a fair catch on the ball back here at the 43-yard line. I don't say it didn't hurt him. It did, because they had the ball down to, 20-yard line, and they throw the pick at the goal line, but now Hastings will get the ball back with no damage done on the scoreboard, but some damage done on the clock. We're down to 11:32 to play in the 4th quarter, and the Broncos need 2 scores.
Yeah, and we've got one touchdown in, what'd you say, 8 quarters now?
Yep.
8 quarters. If I'm Concordia, I like my chances, but we've got to have something happen. Boy, we have just Carson's freshman year to now, and I know even his father would probably say this, and head coach Matt Franzen has not been like the freshman year. We have just not been able to get Carson really rolling.
Well, he's facing pressure
I know.
all day long. He's got to run for his life, and he runs it out of bounds. He was being pressured. He was flushed out of the pocket, couldn't look downfield, and he had to just run it out of bounds to try to make some positive movement out of things, and he did to the 49 of Concordia.
Well, and that's the thing, and through the freshman year, we sustained a lot of injuries on the front line, so we was able to still be able to move the football and catch the swing passes and stuff. We've not been able to get much going. Today has been rare. We have not looked good offensively as opposed to the games prior to this one.
Kalachek has got the ball. He's going to hand it away. Armbruster at the 50 and runs in to the big defensive line again at the 48. I think you got to give Concordia credit on defense. I think this Concordia defense may be one of the better defenses we've seen all year.
Well, I would agree. You're not running between the tackles on them. That was that.
That's Terry.
Zero.
Again, yeah.
Zero. And that zero on his back is huge. You could use that as a pup tent. If he took that jersey off and put a few sticks into it, that thing is huge. But, yeah, you're not running on the front three. They are very solid. Their backers are solid, and we found out how good their secondary is.
There's Armbruster. He's going to try it again. 45-40 into the open. 35-30 down the sideline. 20, 15, 10 down to the 8-yard line. First and goal for the Broncos. Tackle made downfield there by Jacob Rowland for the Bulldogs, but Hastings in business down here. They're going to spot the football down at about the 6-yard line. Hastings first down and goal, trailing by 12 points.
Longest play from scrimmage for the Broncos of 37 yards.
We got a sideline
warning.
I was going to hope that was not a penalty flag.
You know, I talk about the guys showboating and dancing around and stuff. Armbruster breaks off a 37-yarder. He gets up, hands the football to the official. Quayshawn Hill's over here doing some sort of dance in front of the Concordia defense. Scoreboard. Get back on this side and let's get in the end zone. Quit showboating.
All right, 26-14. Hastings is trailing. 10:05 to play in the game. Hastings first down and goal. They're going to spot the football officially at the 7. Kalachek swings the ball out here. Armbruster hemmed in at the 10-yard line. Puts his head down and drives the ball down to the 8. It's going to be a loss, actually, of a yard in the play. Going to bring up second down and goal for the Broncos at the 8-yard line of Concordia.
Well, and they brought Armbruster in motion to that side of the field. It just took so long for that play to develop, and Carson started looking out there. They were able to make adjustments defensively and get out there. Armbruster, by the time he caught the football, had 3 guys he had to try to juke to get around. Didn't work. Loss of 1. Second down and goal. Ball back at the 9-yard line. I think the front is close. It has really gotten dark. The clouds have really rolled in, and the flags continue to keep whipping.
Kalachek with the ball again. He backs up, looks right. Kalachek still with the ball. Carson at the 15. Carson at the 10. Carson at the 5-yard line. Carson into the end zone for the touchdown.
9-yard touchdown run. And as Carson run to this side of the field again, couldn't find anybody open downfield. What he did see was a lane right through the middle of the field, was able to cut it to the far side across the hashes, and he takes it in uncontested. Nice job there by Carson, making it happen on his feet. And the Broncos now crawl back in. They trail by 6 with the PAT pending here at 9:07.
All right, the Broncos back in the football game here. Carson Kalachek checks it in for the score. As a Wilmot back out there for Hastings for the PAT. High snap. Wilmot swings the right leg. Ball goes through the pipes. It is good. And the Broncos are within 1 score. We will take a break. The score, it's Concordia 26, Hastings College 20. You're listening to Bronco Football on...
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Check it out. Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious.
Zero never tasted so good. Try it now.
Runza makes it all better.
You are listening to exclusive coverage of Hastings College football on Extreme Sports.
All right, the Broncos with a block punt and a 2-point conversion. And Hastings has got the lead. It's 29-26.
If you flip the script and go back about 6-7 minutes in this football game, Mike, the sidelines have completely changed. A lot of activity, a lot of jumping around by the Bulldogs on the far side of the field. Now, shoulders hanging down in the dumps, and look at the guys down in front of us. Now they're getting this crowd up. I didn't know we had much of a crowd until right now. They definitely have something to cheer on now. Defense, you've done it for us. You got to come up with a stop. 2:40 left to go. Broncos hold a 3-point lead.
All right, here's a Gideon Stark. He's going to hand the ball away to Van Cleve, and the Broncos are waiting for him right there. The Broncos are going to bring him down for a yard or so loss to Tawan January, the guy who recovered the fumble, gets the stop here. So it's second down and 11 yards to go. The ball is at the 24-yard line of Concordia. 2:20 to play in the ball game. Gideon Stark stands in the pocket. His pass to the far sideline is going to be caught there as they bring the ball out here to close to the 33-yard line. Lambert in on the stop. So now Concordia has moved the ball up here to the 34-yard line.
Van Cleve with that reception, and he gets the handoff.
He takes the ball across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Van Cleve takes it to the 36. Tackle made by Justice Hostetler. And that's going to be the 2-minute warning coming up at the 1:53 mark. 2-minute warning, 1:53 to play in the ball game. Hastings 29, Concordia 26. You are listening to Bronco Football today on Extreme Sports.
Ben works at Runza, and he loves his teammates.
We got Rockstar Rachel, Johnny J-Town, and T-Money Terry in the house.
What's your nickname, Ben?
They call me Benst in the world.
Did you give yourself that?
Maybe.
Nickname or not, Runza makers stick together. Want to join the team? Apply today at runza.com/jobs or text Runza to 242424. Runza makes it all better.
You are listening to exclusive coverage of Hastings College football on Extreme Sports.
All right, back here at Lloyd Wilson Field, 1:55 to play. Marcus is down on the Hastings sidelines. Marcus, you feel the juice down there?
I'm even juiced up down here, guys. It's starting to get really chilly down here, and this sideline's fired up. On that 2-point conversion, by the way, guys, Kudlachuk lost that football, but luckily he was just across the goal line when he did.
Wow, that's how close that one was. 2-point conversion was good by Hastings. The Broncos have a 3-point lead here. There's a handoff as they keep the ball on the ground. Van Cleve across the 40, 45 to the 47-yard line. Remember, Jimmy, the wind is coming out of the north, so any potential field goal attempt would be against a stiff wind here. It's a 29-26 ball game. Concordia with a lead with 1:44 to play. They swing it out here. Van Cleve at the 50. Van Cleve to the 49, and he's ridden down there by Marcus Dustin for the Broncos. Boy, they're getting their hands into Marcus, rather to Eden Van Cleve, trying to break him loose here. The second week in a row, Concordia has copped up a lead. We're down to 1:20 to play. Concordia with the ball at the Hastings 49. Gideon Stark's pass across the middle. It's going to be caught down there, down at the 37-yard line. Marcus Dustin again in on the stop for the Bronco defense. 1:11 to play in the fourth quarter. Hastings leading by 3 points, 29-26. Three wide receivers split out to the right side. Van Cleve comes in motion. A pass across the middle is going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to their big tight end, Mass Rickerston. It was incomplete. He was drilled on the play again by Marcus Dustin of the Broncos. Incomplete pass. The clock is stopped. 59 seconds to play in the fourth quarter.
That is the second time Dustin and that big O tight end have got together. Dustin put a big shot on him. Good sportsmanship there, though. Both guys get up, tap each other on the helmet. Good play. But, boy, heart-stopping drive right here, folks. 2nd and 10 and ball at the 37.
Van Cleve, another carry, 35 to the 32-yard line. 52 seconds to play. And now we got a timeout from Concordia. Concordia calls a timeout, 52 seconds to play. We're going to have a third down and mid-range here, third down and about 6 or 7 yards to go when we come back. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Bronco football on Extreme Sports.
Fall is here, and so is the season of color, coziness, and giving. At Bob Sass Flowers, we're celebrating autumn with gorgeous, fresh floral arrangements, beautiful fall home decor, and thoughtful, perfect gifts for everyone on your list. Whether you're sprucing up your home with harvest style, surprising a friend with a seasonal bouquet, or finding that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll fall in love with what we have in store. Come visit Bob Sass Flowers today and let us help bring the beauty of autumn home. Bob Sass Flowers, where flowers, home, and gifts meet the magic of fall. Serving the Hastings community since 1955. Located at 2618 West 2nd Street in Hastings.
Welcome back to Extreme Sports, your exclusive home for Hastings College athletics.
All right, 52 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. They put a couple of seconds back on the clock, 54 seconds. Now in the fourth quarter, Hastings 29, Concordia 26, but the Bulldogs have got the ball. Look at our man Marcus down there. He's trying to get the crowd into the ball game here. All right, it's a third down here. As a pass to the near side is going to be caught. And a big-time hit. The ball comes loose. They're going to say, nope, they're going to say.
Was he down?
They had it blown dead here. His forward progress was blown down. I think the officials are going to, I was just watching the play here. The ball came loose. Hastings recovered, but I think they're going to say he was down or his forward progress was down. And
you're not going to get her done right now, bud. That wind is really blowing, and they're going to give them enough for the first down, so give them 6 on the pickup. And a first down here, ball at the 33. They've got to be getting close into field goal range even with this wind.
Here's a pass into the end zone. It's going to be tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to get the ball down the near sidelines to Max Bartles. Good coverage by the Bronco defense as we watch that one on the replay. Good job by the Bronco D. That was actually double covered back there in the corner. So now it's going to bring up a second down and 10. The ball actually sitting at the Hastings 28-yard line with 38 seconds to play. Remember, any field goal attempt would be against a very stiff wind here to the north end. Here's Stark again. They run the same play to Van Cleve. He catches the ball. Touchdown, Concordia, with 32 seconds to play. The exact same play, a different Kai, as Van Cleve catches the ball for a touchdown.
Van Cleve come out of the backfield. They run him on a wheel route, and he had a head of steam, and that was just a beautiful ball thrown up into the wind there by Stark. And, boy, Van Cleve run right underneath of it. I've got Van Cleve now for almost 300 all-purpose yards in this football game. Man, he just put a dagger in Bronco Nation. 32 seconds left to go. They get a touchdown. The PAT pending. Goodness gracious.
32-29 now. Concordia has got the lead. Big PAT attempt coming up here from Atwood. Ball is down, and the Broncos block the PAT. The Broncos on special teams, they block the PAT. So now Hastings is trailing by only 3 points at 32-29. And the Broncos will have the wind to their back here for a potential game-tying field goal here in the final seconds of this ball game. Don't go away. Concordia 32, Hastings 29. You're listening to exclusive coverage of Bronco football on Extreme Sports.
The Great Plains Athletic Conference is committed to being champions in the classroom, in our communities, and in competition. And we are also proud to be an NAIA 5-star Champions of Character Conference. To learn more about the GPAC, follow us on social media on Instagram, X, and Facebook. And watch the GPAC on the GPAC Network. The Great Plains Athletic Conference, academic and athletic excellence since 2000.
Welcome back to Extreme Sports, your exclusive home for Hastings College athletics.
All right, 32 seconds to play in the fourth quarter, 32-29. Concordia has come back to grab the lead over Hastings after the Broncos scored just a couple of minutes ago. A Carson Kalachak touchdown run to give the Hastings Broncos a 29-26 advantage. The PAT was blocked, so now it's a 3-point ball game, Jimmy, and we have a chance maybe to nail a field goal to force an overtime session.
The way this game is ending up, anything would not surprise me at this point in time. As they get set to kick Concordia into the ball, just a high kick down the far sidelines. Hastings is going to get pretty good field position. Don't run backwards.
Yeah, the ball is going to be spotted inside the 25.
Quayshawn Hill with the return, but again, he got it at around the 25-yard line. He tried to make something big out of nothing, and he turned around and ran backwards. Second time we've seen that happen. Concordia with over 500 yards of total offense in this football game, and now Hastings will have it at the 25 with 27 seconds left to go. Do we have that little line that we can run out here on the field? Do we got the need to get to line?
Well, Marcus was watching in the pregame, watching our kicker kick to this end, by the way, and we thought his range was about 52 was going to be his longest that he'd be able to kick in this direction. But again, the winds have picked up throughout the afternoon. Kalachak throws the ball to the near side. That's going to be incomplete. So that would mean we'd have to get the ball down to the Concordia about the 35-yard line for a 52-yard field goal, which I think is about as far as the Wilmot is going to be able to kick it here. But again, the winds have picked up substantially since the beginning of the ball game. So 52 would maybe be on the fringe. We got to get the ball to the 35. Concordia with a chance.
We got to get there first, and that one there, Carson tried to hit Quayshawn Hill out here in the flats, but again, Hill turned around and looked at Carson and said, "My fault." But you got to know you guys got to know where your route is. You got to know your role.
Here's a pass.
Oh no!
Intercepted.
Ball game.
A pass intercepted there at the 20-yard line. A linebacker picks off the pass. That is Dylan Meyer, a senior out of Norris. He picks off the pass, and ball game is over with 17 seconds to go.
Yeah, and that defender was just kind of shielded there with an offensive lineman. He was doing his job blocking, and then he just had an awareness of where Carson was throwing the football. He just stuck his hands up and caught the ball with the offensive lineman stuck to him blocking. And that'll be the ball game. They'll take a knee, and this will be all gone. What a ball game. Boy, I tell you what, Concordia was looking like they were going down to the second toughest defeat in as many years, losing to Midland in double overtime, and coming into here looked like they were going to lose this ball game. And now Hastings, with what they've had to go through this year, looking like they were going to come up with another upset win, and that one falls by the wayside. Tough loss, but the Broncos never give up. They fought the whole way through.
They take the knee, and that's your ball game. 32-29. Hastings loses to Concordia this afternoon. The Bulldogs, they score the winning touchdown with 32 seconds to play in the game, and then they seal it with an interception with the 17 seconds to go. And the Broncos lose the game today to the Concordia Bulldogs by the score of 32-29. The Broncos will drop to 3-4 on the season. They'll play next Saturday in Yankton, South Dakota against Mount Marty. 1 o'clock starting time, 12 noon for the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. A wild one here this afternoon. Concordia stuns us at the end. They beat Hastings College today. Final score 32-29. Back with the final totals and the Bronco postgame show in a couple of minutes. You're listening to Bronco Football.
For all of your professional, residential, and commercial cleaning services, call the trusted experts at B&B Cleaning Pros of Hastings. They have been in business for over 4 years, delivering professional services one clean at a time. Reclaim your time and enjoy a healthier, fresher home with a call to B&B Cleaning Pros. Their meticulous cleaning professionals handle everything from routine upkeep to intensive deep cleans, tailored perfectly to your schedule and needs. They focus on kitchens, bathrooms, high traffic areas, dust removal, and floor care. Give them a call at 402-519-4602. Stop in at 123 North Lexington in Hastings or visit them at bnbcleaningpros.com.
If you experience heating problems this winter, call the experts at Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning of Hastings. Ruts is a locally owned family business with over 45 years of experience in the HVAC industry. They service all makes and models of heating and cooling equipment for both residential and commercial customers. You can trust Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning to complete all repairs, installations, and maintenance work on time. If you're shopping for a new air conditioner or heating system, remember Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning. Call 402-463-4853.
When the lights go down in Hastings, the party starts at the 2nd Street Slammer. It is more than a bar. It is your weekend headquarters for live DJs, cold drinks, and nonstop fun. Whether you are here to dance or just kick back with friends, there is always something going on. Big energy, friendly faces, and a night you will not forget. Open Thursday through Saturday at 2315 West 2nd Street. Do not just go out, go all out. Only at the 2nd Street Slammer.
You are listening to exclusive coverage of Hastings College football on Extreme Sports.
All right, Concordia knocks off Hastings today. Final score 32-29. The Bulldogs scored their winning touchdown. 32 seconds to play in the game. And then getting the Steeler an interception with 17 seconds to go. And the Broncos dropped this one. Great effort, but they come up 3 points short. 32-29. Concordia wins the game here this afternoon.
Final game numbers brought to you by Ruts Heating and Air Conditioning with locations in Hastings, Kearney, and Lincoln. How about 100 offensive plays put up today by Concordia? That is absolutely amazing. As we get to the Bulldogs' numbers, final game numbers for Concordia, first downs 30 on the board here today. They rushed it 45 times for 147 yards. Passing numbers by Gideon Stark, 29 of 55, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, one great big one. That's the game winner late in this ball game, and 3 interceptions for Stark. Additional numbers here again, 100 offensive plays, 453 yards for Concordia. They were penalized 8 times in the football game. We give you Stark's numbers. Their leading rusher in the game, Adam Van Cleve, 30 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Leading receiver, Adam Van Cleve, sound familiar, 13, 145. He accounted for 255 all-purpose yards here today. Concordia averaged 4.5 yards per play in this football game. Get you Hastings' final numbers here. The Broncos with 15 first downs. They rushed it 31 times for 130 yards. Carson's numbers, 14 of 39, 122, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions in the game. So 70 offensive plays for Hastings, 252 yards. Penalties in the game, 11 for 67 yards for Hastings. Time of possession, Concordia 31-24, Hastings 28-19. Individual rushing leader, Dalton Armbruster, 11 carries, 62 yards. He is your leader, and your leading receiver is Eli Nappy with 5 receptions and 44 yards. Defensive leaders in the football game for Hastings. Goodness, you could tag a player of the game onto a lot of guys, but Jake Lambert totaled with 21 total tackles, 10 solo, 11 assisted, 15 tackles for Dawson Kissinger, 6 solo, 9 assisted, and Marcus Dustin had 15 tackles, 11 of them solo, 4 assisted in the football game. But boy, had the game. The game seemed out of reach for a while. Then we got it back into reach. Then it was in our hands, and then wow, one pass play, and it took all the wind out of the people here at Lloyd Wilson Field. Tough loss here for Hastings.
32-29 is the final score. Concordia wins it. Stick around. The Bronco postgame show is up next. You are listening to Bronco Football.
Thanks for listening to Hastings College Football on Extreme Sports. Hastings College Football is brought to you by 5 Points Bank of Hastings, the better bank. By High Street Insurance Partners. By Highland Dairy, locally made, naturally delicious. By Mary Lanning Healthcare, your care, our inspiration. By Pepsi. And by the Runza Restaurants. Stay tuned. The Bronco postgame show is up next on your exclusive home for Bronco sports, Extreme Sports.
Sundays are meant for relaxation and indulgence, and there is no better place to do it than at Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill in Hastings. Enjoy the Sunday brunch buffet from 10 to 2, where you will find an irresistible spread of breakfast favorites that will make your taste buds dance. Choose from fluffy pancakes to sizzling bacon, fresh fruits, and so much more. It is all you can eat and all you could ever want. Make your Sundays special with the brunch buffet at Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill on West 2nd in Hastings, right across the street from the water park. It is the perfect way to unwind and savor the flavors of the weekend.
Family Medical Center of Hastings is the place to go for all your healthcare needs. Their team is trained to treat the whole person regardless of age. They provide a wide range of medical care, including acute care, routine health screenings, and treatment of chronic conditions. They're dedicated to providing you with the best care in the most cost-effective manner. Family Medical Center, as an independent clinic, has served the community for over 65 years. Your family's home for healthcare. 1021 West 14th Street. Proud to support all area student-athletes.
It's time now for the Bronco postgame show. Brought to you by Highland Dairy. Locally made, naturally delicious. Now, it's back to the booth with Mike Will and Jimmy Purcell.
All right, Concordia wins it here this afternoon over Hastings College, 32-29, getting the game winner with 32 seconds to play, and then sealing it up with an interception with 17 seconds to go. Hastings losing to the Dogs today, 32-29, as Hastings head coach Matt Franzen will join us for a couple of minutes on the postgame. And, Coach, obviously a disappointing loss, but I'll tell you what, the guys fought extremely hard in the football game today. A good effort.
Oh, great effort. You know, I just every stinking team in this league is good. You know, and that's the thing. Like, I'd say we probably played well enough today to, well, I don't know. I guess we didn't play well enough today to beat very many teams, but we played well enough today to win a whole lot of games, if that makes any sense. Like, everybody is just good, and you can't afford mistakes. And we missed a lot of things in the first half, especially on offense. We were just inches away. It looked a lot like what Midland did in the first half last week against Concordia, where they just narrowly missed so many things, and then they came all the way back, and we did the same thing today. And you know, we just left them just a little bit too much time. And you know, I don't know. I told the guys the effort. I can't fault the effort was there. Guys played their hearts out in all phases of the game, made a huge special teams play to possibly win the game, you know, and then to lose a game like that is just gutting. It really is. I don't, you know, we spotted them a 13-point lead out of the gate. That's hard to come back from, but we did, you know, and then you end up losing it afterwards. It makes it almost even more difficult than just spotting them 13 and never catching back up.
Coaches look at bye weeks, sometimes good, sometimes bad. You got momentum rolling, then you get a bye week. It was good for us to have a bye week this year and not in the last game of the season like a year ago, but it seemed like we got off to kind of a sluggish start, but once we got into rhythm in the second half, it seemed like they were like, okay, this is what we're supposed to do here.
I 100%, and I thought about it in the moment. In the first half, I thought, well, this is what the bye week gets you. Here we are, sitting on our hands, and we're flat-footed, and kind of playing that way. The other thing was the wind, and I mean, we had it last week up at Northwestern and had it again today, but that first quarter where we're going into the wind the whole first quarter, and we got nothing. We did nothing. Now we didn't give up a whole bunch, but nothing really positive happened for us. So nothing happened to get us sparked, to spark the sideline and to spark the energy the whole first quarter. And then it just felt flat the first half. And I kind of, I think our energy was good coming in, but that first quarter kind of dampened it. And then in the second half, then we finally got it going and really got it going in the fourth quarter. But by then, I guess it was just too late.
Yeah, we were down 13-0 midway through the second quarter. Finally got the big interception return, the pick six by Sam All to give us a lot of spark. We were sitting at 13-7 at halftime and had to feel great being in the ball game at 13-7.
Well, it felt it was good that we were in the game at the time. Like I said, we had. Offensively, anyway, we were so out of sync that there were still a lot of questions. Like, how are we gonna do this? We're not able to run the ball against these guys, and we're missing on the pass game. Defensively, though, it felt like at halftime we were in a real good spot. We gave up. I mean, we gave up 13 points, but 3 of those were self-imposed, jumping off sides on a field goal and letting them kick it again. So, given a 44 point a game offense, 10 points in the first half, defensively that felt pretty good at halftime. Like I said, we felt out of sync on offense at that point anyway.
You just touched on it. You had the offsides penalty. Uncharacteristic for your team, 11 penalties here. A lot of them seem to be down in the trenches. Was there a ball flinch? Was there just something? Because normally we don't get that many down in the trenches.
Well, Concordia does a lot of where they get on the ball and then they're going to hard count you, and then they're going to back off and call the play. And our guys didn't handle the hard count well. There were, I'd say, 3 or 4 times where we just flinched, and if we're in the neutral zone, all they have to do is move, and then they blow a dead ball, and they say the defense caused the offense to move, and that was what a lot of that was. Now the offside on the field goal block, our guy, we had him figured out when the snapper's hand moved. Is when the center would snap the ball, and our blocker went as soon as the snapper's hand moved, but there was a split second there before the center snapped the ball, and he was offsides. I saw it I saw it right there in front of me, and I said, yeah, he's offsides. He has to wait for the ball to snap. So anyway, but it just felt, and a lot of the penalties early, it felt out of sync, and the penalties were happening, and there weren't a lot of big ones, but just a lot of 5-yard penalties here and there that really just kind of it felt like we were just out of sync.
You've used that a lot, out of sync. What happened to the offense in the first half that you saw out there?
Well, I don't. The run defense, Concordia's run defense is just stellar, and we knew that coming in. I mean, we talked about it in the pregame interview, and we knew they were coming in that nobody is running the ball against this defense. So we had a plan to do that, and in the first half it didn't work, and it wasn't shocking because to think we're going to run the ball against these guys when nobody else in the league has figured out a way to do it. So the pass game was open though. Our pass protections were really, really good all day, and we picked, and they're a pressure defense, and we picked up their pressures really, really well, which opened up a lot of things in the passing game, which you saw in the fourth quarter. In the first half, we were just missing. We were a foot off. Some of it had to do with the wind. The wind at our back was hard to throw with because it was a big wind, and throwing into the wind made the ball float. But I mean, there were a couple where Eli Nappy went up and would get one hand on it, and it was just 6 inches out of his range to catch it, and those sorts of things. But again, it's the same thing that happened to Midland last week in the first half. It was the exact same situation, and that's where we were in the first half. Things were there. We were just 6 inches off. It seemed like more often than not.
We've talked a lot about your defense all season long, and they held us in this game. I mean, they made some tremendous plays. 3 guys in double-digit tackles here today. Jake Lambert with 21 tackles. 21 tackles. He had 10 unassisted, 11 assisted tackles.
Dawson Kissinger, he was up there as well.
Kissinger.
That's incredible.
It was a big, big day.
You look surprised, Coach.
I am stunned. I'm speechless. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we called his name a lot today. We called his name a lot today.
It just the defense continues to come up with plays. They give up big chunk plays and then they come back. It's just the secondary is so sound back there that at times you want to probably scream and pull what whiskers you do have out of your face, and then they come up with a pick or something to happen. But they've kept us in so many games. Yeah. We can go back to Orange City. They kept us in the game against Morningside with an opportunity. I mean, all season long they've just been there.
It has been. I mean, that defense has been. I mean, really outstanding. All year and we talked about it last night at our Friday night team meeting about one of the things about our team that I think we've kind of come through the first few weeks and then you kind of figure out what your identity is at that point. Is we're very selfless and the defense, like you just said, every week there's 5 guys that are just playing great football on that defensive unit, and it might be 5 different guys. Now seems like Jake Lambert is one of the 5 every week, and Dawson and Justice Hostetler, but different players each week are coming up big on the defensive side of the ball, and it's just a good defense, and it's a group that like I said, I don't think anybody really cares who gets the credit in that group, but they're very productive, and the last 2 weeks their defense has scored a touchdown, which those have been huge plays, obviously.
So you get the block punt, you get the touchdown, you go for the 2, got the 2-point conversion, you lead 29-26. You give them the ball back, and they drive the 11 plays, 75 yards. They get the touchdown. Talk about what you guys were thinking defensively on that final possession there for Concordia.
Well, you want to keep the ball in front of you, and their offense is a lot of short game, a lot of RPOs, the run pass option, and if you can keep it in front of you and give up 5 yards at a crack, at some point they're going to have a negative play or a turnover, and that was kind of the hope. But I mean, at that point, we're happy to give up 5 yards and keep the ball in front of you, keep the clock moving, and then eventually they're in field goal range. But even so, they're going into the wind. And even on that last play, we were counting the yards and figuring, okay, now it's still going to be a 40-yard field goal into the wind, and at that point, I still like our chances. And then I have to see exactly what happened, but Van Cleve, their best player, got loose, over the top of our corner, and the quarterback threw a great ball into the wind, and he ran under it for the win.
So the Broncos dropped this in a tough one at 32-29. Leave a lot in the field today, but football. You go next week, and we got another tough one on the road. That's Mount Marty next week.
Yep, and that's as I told the guys. I mean, you get a day to celebrate a win, or a day to process a loss, and so we have a day to be upset about this, and then we're got to come back in and get ready for the next one, because Mount Marty is Concordia. Mount Marty is Hastings. We're all the same. There's no difference in these teams, and we're gonna see the same type of quality of team. Their offense will look a little different, but it's going to be the same quality of a team that we played against here at Concordia. And obviously it's going to be a road game, which adds a little element of a little challenge there. But anyway, we'll be ready for the next one. But we're really disappointed with the way this one finished here. Just the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. Great effort today. Good ball game, and we'll see you next week.
Okay.
That's head coach Matt Franzen. Again, the Broncos dropping this one in the final seconds, the final 32 seconds of this ball game, 32-29 to the Concordia Bulldogs. You're listening to the Bronco postgame show. We'll be back after this. You're listening to exclusive coverage.
Did someone say ice cream? It's time to chill out this summer and make your favorite Dairylicious dream come true. Whether you are craving ice cream, yogurt, cottage cheese, tangy dips, or all of the above, Highland is bringing the savings to satisfy those cravings guilt-free. Visit highlanddairy.com/savings to scoop up coupons, try new recipes, and spin for a chance to win fun prizes. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious. Fun prizes. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
All right, back here at the Osborne Sports Complex, 32-29. Broncos lose this ball game today. We heard the thoughts from head coach Matt Franzen. Disappointing loss, but you got to get back on the horse. Rider again next week at Mount Marty. Next Saturday, game time will be at 1 o'clock on the air with the pregame show, Pigskin Preview, at 12 o'clock noon next week from Yankton, South Dakota. Just seeing if we can get the updates on the scores before we get out of here today. But Hastings dropping a heartbreaker here this afternoon. Final score, Northwestern has beaten Morningside today. Final score of 14-13. Morningside loses in Orange City to Northwestern 14-13. Midland takes care of Briarcliff 49-0. Concordia wins over Hastings today 32-29. But Northwestern, they beat Morningside today by a point, a team that we beat a couple of weeks ago, and then they upset now the fourth-ranked team in the nation, the Morningside Mustangs.
Well, yeah, and if they didn't get some of their players back from a week ago, if not a lot of people heard, they had a bus accident on the way to a Briarcliff game, and we don't really know what happened. We just know that there were several players that were beat up, and some of their offensive linemen didn't get to play in the game. The bus driver ran into a pole, so I don't – we was trying to think about that. How would that happen? Because there's not a lot of poles around the facility, but somehow he hit, and it was right in the middle of the bus.
Well, I missed the pole, and you know how my driving is. I missed the pole, but the bus driver didn't.
Yeah, your driving's not very good. But anyway, unfortunately, they were able to get healed up, and several players actually didn't get to play in that game. But yeah, unbelievable. This conference will give you have to have a gut check each and every week, because at any given time, any team can beat another team any given week. It's incredible. It's the toughest league in the nation by far. Usually getting 3 teams. I feel that's what will happen this year again. 3 teams into the playoffs. We still will see one of them. Dort is still around the corner.
Morningside?
No, not Morningside. I'm thinking about the team we play next week. I just got up Mount Marty. I'm about as bad as you, but they are a much improved team from over the past. They'll look like Notre Dame all day long, but tough loss here today. I thought we had her, and it's like I told Matt when he come in. We had it, and then it left us. But tough loss.
All right, Monday we got the Class C State Championship softball game here on Extreme Sports. That'll go at 12 o'clock noon on Monday at Bolin Stadium, the home of the Huskers in Lincoln. We'll be on the air with a pregame at about 11:50 on Monday morning with state championship softball. And then Saturday on the road with the Broncos, Hastings at Mount Marty, 1 o'clock kickoff, 12 o'clock noon for the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. So thanks for joining us today. Good football game won by Concordia, final score of 32-29. For Marcus Metcalf, for Jimmy Purcell, I'm Mike Will, wishing you a very pleasant good afternoon from Hastings.
You've been listening to the Bronco Post Game Show, brought to you by Highland Dairy, locally made, naturally delicious. Hastings College Football is an exclusive presentation of Extreme Sports.
As we got closer to kickoff, I did notice